live.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, everyone. Today we are doing a one-shot adventure, which should cover 2 sessions, in place of our regular con ops campaign, which will continue after that. We are down a couple of players this week, so we've taken the opportunity to invite a couple of guests in on this one-shot adventure.
Hello.
Hi.
And those are our guests. Before we begin the game, we're just going to do a little bit of a familiarisation of Fantasy Grounds for our guest players, so they know their way around, and we figured this might be instructional for anyone else that's interested in using Fantasy Grounds, in particular the GURPS rule set. So I'll continue with the combat tracker. The combat tracker is organised in order of basic speed, which is your standard GURPS GURPS initiative. When you have your turn, a bell should ring. So I'll move to Ava. Did a bell ring on your side?
Yes, it did.
That will indicate that your turn has started. Then you do what you need to do. And when you've done everything that you want to do for your turn, you end your turn by clicking the little down arrow in the bottom left of the combat tracker.
So kind of like this.
Exactly like that. I'll go to Fred. Fred, you should have heard a ding indicating your turn.
I did.
And that's how you advance your turn.
It's my turn.
Yay.
It occurs to me, though, we should probably give Fred a different name.
What?
It is very close. It is very close to Frey.
I guarantee you I will never mistake Freyr's turn for mine.
That should be right. Moving to your character sheet. So if you guys want to open up your character sheet, you should see a fairly familiar set of attributes and stuff. If you need to make a roll, you'll see there's a little icon, like on the stat block there, your basic attributes. There's a little dice icon in the bottom left corner of the stat. That indicates that something is rollable, and that's throughout the whole character sheet. So if there's something that's rollable, you'll see that icon, and you can either double click it, or you can drag and drop it into the chat interface, but not into the chat window where you actually type. You drop it into the chat window and it'll roll the dice for you. And then it'll tell you whether you have a success or failure.
There's also the dice tower as well that you can drag it into to let only the GM see what you rolled.
Correct. And if ordinarily it's just roll in the open, but if I want a roll that is into the tower, I'll normally say roll it into the box. That's just purely out of habit, because it used to be a box. Now, what is it now? It's the all-seeing eye pyramid thing.
Yep.
But yeah, it used to be a box. So I'll say roll it into the box, and then then it'll do a. What you'll do is you'll drag the dice onto that all-seeing eye icon. Feel free to try it out, and it will hide your roll so only the GM will see it.
It is still referred to as a box in the codes.
It'll forever be the box to me. So those rolls were perfect. You'll see on the main character sheet you've got 2 sub tabs there: move and encumbrance and reaction. Often we've used a sort of house rule. We call it a universe reaction roll, where if there's a situation where there's no sort of planned outcome or something like that, we will say we'll let the universe decide if it's going to be good for you or bad for you or whatever. So we'll ask for a universe reaction roll or a regular GURPS reaction roll, and that's done through that reaction tab. You'll see there's a little dice icon at the top of the reaction modifiers. If you roll that, it'll roll a reaction. So in that case, it would, for both of you, that would be a poor reaction roll from the universe or a poor reaction roll from an NPC, if that was what we were rolling for. So we'll move on to traits just quickly. That is your advantages and disadvantages, quirks and perks. Moving on to your abilities tab. Here you have all your skills. Now you'll see there's a dice icon at the beginning of the skill line. You don't need to double click that. You just need to single click it and it'll do a roll for you. You could also drag and drop that into the chat window, it'll roll, or you could double click the level field that has the little dice icon, as I mentioned earlier. GURPS has the mechanic where you can make a what do they call it? Related skill roll, where, for example, guns.
What the hell do they call that?
I think it's relative skill.
Yeah, I just rolled one.
Yeah, you would drag the dice onto the attribute. So if I asked for an IQ-based guns roll, you would drag your gun skill onto your IQ attribute up the top of the skills field there. And that would roll your relative skill. I don't know if that's the actual. I don't know if the actual official term for it. We've always gone by the give me an IQ based traps roll or something. You have some sub tabs there. I don't think any of those are really relevant to you guys at this point, where you've got spells, powers, and other. However, the other can be useful for setting up things like your enemies' contacts that have a frequency of appearance roll. Also for mental disadvantages that might have what's it?
Activation rolls.
The control roll, self-control roll. So you can set those up there and roll on them. Moving to the combat tab. Here you'll have all your weapons. They're broken into melee, ranged, and defense tabs. Your melee, you'll see next to the brown all-seeing eye icon, there's like a down arrow. If you click on that, it will open up the modes of attack for whatever particular weapon. And there you should see again the little dice icon indicating that something's rollable. So you'd click on your level, damage, parry, and such like that if it's a melee weapon. Feel free to have a play with some of those. Is everyone seeing what I've explained? How to get to the modes of attack?
Yep, how to get to the modes of attack and be able to roll. Yep, I do. I see that.
All right, so
Same
the same applies for ranged. Your ranged attacks. With ranged attacks, however, there is a few added things. You'll see, like, we'll start with the bulk. You'll see on the actual weapon line, there is the bulk field, and the bulk field has a little plus minus icon in the bottom left of the field. That means it's a modifier. So if you actually double click on that, you'll see a modifier is inserted into the modifier box, which is in the bottom left-hand corner of Fantasy Grounds itself. That will apply a modifier to your roll. So in the case of move and attack with a ranged weapon where you have to take the bulk as a penalty, then you would just simply double click that to add it into the modifier box, and then you make your roll. With the modifier box, you can also manually type in modifiers.
And to
Very
delete
hint-
them.
Yeah, free hint to everyone: don't let the hacker be the one who's doing all the shooting.
Yeah. Anyway, but to delete the modifier in the window, what do? You just go ahead and just hit a delete or backspace, or
I don't know if delete or backspace works. I'm not sure. I've never really played with that. You'll see there's little little circles down the bottom. As you drag separate modifiers in there, you can actually mouse over those little circles as they light up, and that'll tell you the modifier. If you wanted to delete that modifier, you could just click on that lit up little circle. Alternatively, if you wanted to clear the modifier box, you can just pick up a dice and roll it, not in the chat window, but roll it onto your Fantasy Grounds desktop, and it will clear the modifier that way.
You can always drag it out of the box too. That's how I usually do it.
oh, that's even easier, dragging it out of the box. Okay.
Seems backspace works.
Doesn't I just tried that.
Oh, it only works for the ones that you type in. Yeah, the ones that you click and add doesn't work for them, but the ones that you manually type in, backspace will clear it.
Gotcha.
Understood. Got it.
Then you have your defenses tab, which will have your armor at various locations. It'll show your DB, your defense bonus. If you have a shield, for example, which would add to your active defenses, and then of course you got your DR.
So do we type in the stuff that we have in there, or does it automatically populate?
The character the import should have populated it already.
Didn't in our case. I had to type it in for me.
You may not have had it set up on your GCA.
I might not have had it equipped.
So if it's not equipped and it's not set up, then just manually type it in.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Although for future reference, how would you equip that stuff so that it would work? You just have a special button you hit or something in GCA itself?
Yeah, GCA has an option there where you go to do your loadout and equip, where you click which armor you're wearing and what shield you have and that sort of thing, and then it basically equips it to the character. The next tab is the inventory. That should all be fairly straightforward. I don't think I need to go over that in detail. You'll see next to all the equipment items there, if you click on the icon that looks like a bag, it'll go from carried to equipped to not carried, and that just tells the sort of rule set how to calculate your carried weight, and from there you can apply that to your encumbrance. The rule set at present does not automatically change your encumbrance. All that.
Alas.
And then you have
for the future.
It'll be in the next release.
Will it?
Awesome.
And then you have your notes tab, which shows your point summary, and you can put any notes that you feel you need to put in the character there. You also have a notes field or notes that you can add, which is on the icons that are on the right hand side of Fantasy Grounds itself, where you've got characters, notes, images and such. So if there's any particular notes that you need to track, then you can create a note and just type in whatever you need. You can also share that note so other people can see it. So you should see a note. If you open that up, there should be a note there that says faction rep.
I see it.
And you can open that up and view that note. Only the creator or the owner of that note can edit, however.
I'm going to step away for a second. I need to get my glasses on.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm also going to try to put my equipment in my defenses area.
You only really need to worry about the DR.
Oh, okay.
It's for the sake of this. I wouldn't go to the trouble of adding everything. Just make sure you've got your DR. Make it easy. There's a bunch of other features to Fantasy Grounds, which I think are probably best tackled when we come to them. So, for the Ditch and Bookworm, do we have any bookkeeping from you guys? Any point expenditure that you want to do?
How long will it have been between jobs? Ballpark.
Let's roll a dice.
By the way, I have
1 week.
returned.
Welcome back. Also, with the images, I shared that image to you guys. You can close the images yourself and reopen them as you need to, or if you wish, you can minimize the image using the icons in the top right of the image itself.
Gotcha.
So if I share some pictures and stuff like that, you can, and you've had a look and you want to clear up your Fantasy Grounds desktop area, then you can just close the images. You can also minimize them. The images, to navigate through images, which will be maps, for example, you use your mouse wheel to zoom in and out, and if you hold down the middle mouse button and drag, then you can move the image around within the image window. Oh, by the way, 1 week passed.
I'd like to spend that week learning spells, but I'm not sure exactly which ones it was. But it was ones from the meta category, like triggering and stuff like that. But I'll have to look up the prereqs and stuff. Did we say before, or am I imagining this? It was a lot of years ago. Is it 1 week per spell, or was that Banestorm?
It's 1 week per spell if you want to just make a straight thaumatology roll. If you want to learn it quicker, then there's penalties up to a -9 on your thaumatology, and you will cram that spell in 24 hours.
I'll just do it regular.
That is if you're spending character points for spells. Otherwise, you
Yes.
always have the 200 points per 200 hours per point. Regular learning.
Oh no, this is spending a character point.
Now, I had said last time that I was going to start spending some time in the Orc Underground and pick up area knowledge, but I'm not going to do that for 1 week's worth.
Well, you could, if you wanted to. The same applies. We make an IQ roll after a week, and that means you have familiarized yourself sufficiently.
Well, okay. Why the hell not? Not today.
Not this week. I guess you could apply the unfamiliar bonus penalty, which is what, -3, I think, or -4.
Well, it depends when it's area knowledge.
In any case, you haven't really committed enough.
No, that's fine.
To get to know it. So, was there any other points that you wish to spend, or any other bookkeeping? There was some issue with contacts and stuff like that we were talking about. I don't know if anything needs to be addressed with those before we start.
Oh yeah, I forgot about those. Let's see. It was Oaks and Tosh.
They are the knight errant.
Yep.
Guys.
And we also had an opportunity to buy Reputation.
Right.
And we had an opportunity to take Junior. Which I think I will. I think I will take Junior as a contact for a point.
And I think you guys went the route where you get a favour. Is that right, if I recall? Some of you chose, in lieu of getting payment later, that you would get
a
a favour.
1 point favor for 0 cost. Yeah, we did do that.
That was only if you didn't want Junior to pay you over time when you had the money.
I think I was going to take the money on that one.
Okay, I was going to go with the favor. Was it a group thing or individual?
Individual.
Good.
Yeah, so Junior had promised to pay you extra money because he didn't have the money because you asked him to shut down his operation straight away. So he didn't have the extra money he needed to pay you out. He promised to pay that back, or he offered you a favour in lieu of that payment. For our guests and anyone on the stream that is following, we are playing through the Shadowrun missions campaigns.
I guess I didn't record our payment last.
Gotcha. My wife's got a couple of questions about how armor. She's got a pair of armored shades and a infantry helmet with a visor, and it's like, nah, you can't wear both of them at once.
Yeah, you can't.
Well, I suppose you could.
It just doesn't add to the DR.
No reason why it wouldn't. It'd just be really awkward.
Kind of hard to see.
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah.
Well, it depends. Gas masks, I know, are typically built with inserts for glass.
But I wouldn't imagine that would be the case for your combat helmet.
I don't know why you do
Actually,
it, though. It'd be redundant.
No, because there probably will be people that need to wear glasses with combat helmets. So if you want to wear your combat shades, that's fine. It'll provide extra DR on the eyes. So you'll get DR for the helmet, and you'll get DR for the eyes.
Okay. So then because my armored shades gives me 10 DR for the eyes, and then the plus visor from the light infantry helmet is 15.
All right,
So how
so
would you
25.
do that? Okay.
Yeah, it's just total.
25 on the eyes.
Okay.
I think GCA typically breaks it up and has this plus that listed on it, but ultimately it's just total.
Okay. Thank you.
So, if there's nothing else, I think we're good to begin.
Ready to go.
Yep, I'm ready to begin.
Give me one moment. There's an image I'm looking for.
Do you remember off the top of your head what we got paid at the end of the last?
Not off the top of my head, but I can look it up.
If it's a quick look it up, but otherwise it's probably not that important.
Alright, then we'll deal with it afterwards unless you are short on cash.
Or I need to buy something.
Right. Our
Claudia's back.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Nice.
Nice.
This is Claudia, our old.
We have a long history with Claudia.
Yes, our continuing players have a history with Claudia. She is a fixer. And in the case of our new people, she is a fixer for you guys.
And I have her as a contact as well.
Do you?
I do. I have Claudia,
Okay.
Gustav, and now Junior.
I was going to ask because since the reboot, I don't think we've seen her yet until.
Yep, this is the first time since the reboot.
Okay, so Claudia is our fixer.
She is your fixer, yes. She is a GM given fixer, so there's no points that you have to pay for her. However, she contacts you, you don't contact her.
Gotcha. So kind of like Charlie's Angels, where he contacts his angels, but they never contact him back, or well,
Right.
until it's over. But yeah. Oh,
If you have her as a contact, where you've spent points, then you're welcome to contact her.
well, since I don't, she it's more or less she just contacts us. Okay.
I have contact group, online associates, effective skill 15, 9 or less, somewhat reliable. I don't know if that would include.
No, you would need to have her as a specific contact.
Gotcha.
Okay, just so you know, the Shadowrun missions campaigns includes block text, which I'll read from. I'm not a huge fan of block text, but we're doing the do.
Sounds good.
Yeah, sounds good to me. That gives me time to take notes on my notepad that I have in here. So yeah.
All right, we will begin. As always, it is raining in Seattle. The message from Claudia said 7:45 p.m. The top of the 30-story Yojirushi building. I'll copy that into chat.
Yojirishi.
The sun's last rays have turned the clouds orange and grey as you look each other over. Your comlinks ring at precisely 7:45, connecting you to a conference with your fixer. This is Claudia. Evening. My end was to assemble you. I'm going to conference Mr. Johnson and drop off. You should make a good team, but just the same, watch your asses. An unusual line is on the horizon. Her gaze loses focus for a moment before she looks back, nods, and her image cuts out. A new image joins the call. It is completely virtual. A pharaoh with electron gleaming bronze skin and a reptilian head. I am the Scion, his deep electric voice thrums. The Foundations want the Horizon Corporation's new anarcho-archaeologist, Parker Acson, to work for them. He is at a banquet for new hires at the Horizon Splendor building across the street. You look to the northeast at the 50-story Horizon building towering over you. It sparkles silver and orange in the fading light. See the great balcony on the 28th floor? the banquet is taking place right now, and the recognition ceremony is set to begin directly after that. Our offer to you for Parker Acson is 8,000 new yen each. You may negotiate more after the acquisition depending on his condition. The job is an extraction, hostile, and you must begin in exactly 15 minutes.
So they want us to do it dirty.
The Pharaoh says yes.
Okay. I can do that. Rest of you? You think you can do that too? Yeah.
What are we waiting around for? Let's get to it.
Well, first off, don't you think we might need a little bit of surveillance or a little bit of something so we know to get into the building? At least,
All right, so you guys are on the roof of this building.
Are we actually on the roof of this building?
No, of the Yoji Rushi building. Claudia has paid a few bribes to the security of this building to let you on the roof.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and open up with trying to see if I can get the floor plan of the Horizon building.
All right.
Good choice.
We'll deal with that in a moment. Can I get everyone to make a perception roll, please?
I want to know what the hell an anarcho-archaeologist is.
It is a fancy word for someone that an archaeologist that specializes in magic and magical artifacts and stuff.
Magical. Shouldn't it be arcane then?
Or anacro.
Oh,
Anacro, maybe.
Wrong. Let me see how it's... Let me see.
Anacro would be things in the wrong time.
Right.
Sorry. My bad. It's a arcano archaeologist.
Oh, okay.
That makes more
Magical
sense.
stuff.
My fail. Oh, wow. Perception rolls all around. So after this brief pause in the this conversation, actually before the conversation began, you all noticed a duffel bag on the roof in a stowed away out of plain sight. Inside that duffel bag is a whole bunch of climbing gear, rappelling gear, grapples, auto grapples, and grapnels, and all that sort of stuff. What it was for, you don't know until it has occurred to you just now that it's possible.
Seems obvious
to get across to the building.
Yeah, it definitely seems a lot obvious, especially for yeah, that's pretty good that they gave us that. Perfect.
Claudia always thinks of everything.
Gotcha. I kind of plop myself down on the roof, break out my laptop, and start trying to pull up the building plans for the Horizon building.
All right, so you're going to try and do this while still in the conference with the Scion?
Actually, he might.
I think we're probably got all the information we're going to get from.
We'll try.
Yeah.
Impulsive.
Where are we delivering?
Overconfidence? Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, what was where were we delivering the pack?
He hasn't said as yet.
We should
Well,
ask.
I'll tell him that we'll try and see what he says.
He says, remember, you have a 15-minute window. This is important. I will call you once you have acquired the target and taken him someplace safe. Obliterate his comlink.
Okay.
I can do that.
Do you have any other questions for the Scion?
Nah, everything is perfectly clear and understood.
Is there anyone else in the area that should be, I don't know, protected or looked out?
Says no. Parker Acson
Understood.
is the target of interest. He is to be unharmed.
Picture?
A picture appears in your virtual display. It is then flicked to each of you, and your comlinks now have a picture of Parker Acson.
Well, that will be useful. All right, I guess that's everything. He's going to call us when we get the guy to someplace safe. I assume he meant to Barch.
Yes, exactly. So let's go ahead and get our plan started. We already got him got our Fred guy at whatever looking up the stuff. I'm going
Yeah.
to go ahead and start getting the climbing gear ready so that we can, as soon as he gets that up, we can go.
All right.
There's actually two pieces of information that I'm looking for. The first one is the layout of the building. The second one is Parker Acson's social media presence.
Righto. So as you end the conversation with the Scion, the image of the reptilian pharaoh collapses in on itself, leaving you in the quickly darkening sky.
Okay. Research for the building layout.
Yes. So at this point, you are just trying to find publicly available sort of stuff.
Or at least a trail that I can follow. If it turns out that it's behind some kind of security, well, I've got ways around that too.
Okay. Your search on the building floor plan does not reveal much. However,
Go ahead.
You find that the building is owned by the corporation, the Horizon Corporation. Now, that puts the building within its extraterritorial space. So corporations in Shadowrun have so much power that they are basically, states within themselves. So on their property or their extraterritorial area, they define their own laws. The local government has little to no jurisdiction. If someone, wanted by the police of in Seattle makes it into their extraterritorial space, then the police cannot pursue. They would have to negotiate for extradition and that sort of stuff. So the building, this building is within the Horizon Corporation's extraterritorial assets, and that makes it difficult for you to find any easily accessible floor plans.
All right, guys. Looks like they're not connected to the greater internet. I'm guessing I'm not seeing any kind of indications of where I might be able to find it inside of their network. I'm guessing I probably need to get inside the building to get to it.
It's a possibility, or you could try through the matrix, which is the Shadowrun term for the internet. If you try through the matrix, you know that it is probably going to be a difficult task. Mega corporations, they have state-of-the-art security, so it's not going to be an easy task to attack them externally. If you can make that into a building and find an unsecured port or something like that, you're halfway there to solving that, or making your hacking job easier. I'll get you to make a second research roll for finding info on Parker Acson.
Looks good to me.
Nice. All right.
And incidentally, the cybersecurity measures that they have, that is one major reason why my character doesn't have any kind of cyberjack.
That will make it more difficult for you to hack. But
at the same time,
you won't fry your brain.
Something, yeah, exactly.
All right, you find some details on Parker Acson. He is a recent graduate of MIT&T's School of Thaumatology. He has been hired by the Horizon Corporation. He seems to be a whiz kid in the study of arcane. All things arcane. From what you have been able to find, Horizon has taken him on board, and there's a bit of a fanfare behind it. It's like he's a star pupil. Horizon have actually sponsored his graduation and so forth, and they made a big fuss about it. He's going to be the next big thing, sort of deal.
Big wig. Kid's graduate of the School of Thaumatology at MIT and Horizon Technologies. I really went in big behind him, and I send a copy of all the information that I got to all of my teammates.
Interesting.
Yeah, so we go in, get a prodigy, and get them out. Okay. That sounds pretty reasonable.
I could try my hands at hacking their out of character. What's the term for the internet again?
The Matrix.
Oh, I could try hacking their private matrix, but I'll probably have better luck from inside. And since the clock is running, we might want to get started on this quick.
Well, we have the climbing rope and everything else, and I've already started getting myself ready for possibly climbing. Maybe we probably should get on a floor that's above where he is or something so we can at least access it. Whatnot. Although it'd be nice if we had some glass window cutting tools to cut a circle hole in the window.
Well, you guys are currently on the 30th floor of the building that is across from the Horizon Splendor building. The balcony is on the 28th floor, so you are looking down on it.
And we don't have glass in between.
There's no
That's
glass
true.
in between. You have a street 30 floors down in between you.
Okay, so yeah. So we just go ahead and rappel on over across. And, typical get there, make sure we're not seen, get what we need to do, find what we need to do, get him and get out.
Does the climbing gear include a way to get a rope over there?
Yes, you've got auto grapnels, which you can fire across to the other building.
I think that would be my probably, well, depending on what it is, that'd probably be up my alley to be able to shoot it to where we need it to be.
Side note, Bill is in and getting sorted.
Okay.
Well, since we're about to leave the meeting and we could conceivably have had him here staring off heroically during the meeting, do we want to just wait for him for a minute?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Oh, well, we can sort out our details. He'll get in when he gets in. So first off, how far apart are these buildings?
They are. I think I have a map for you, actually.
Well, while you're doing that, second question is, okay, this is a open air function on a balcony.
Yes, there's the balcony, and then there's at the back of the balcony there is like some glass windows which look into a bar area.
Right.
Test.
Roger.
I hear you.
Yep, I hear you.
A bit weak. Okay, so what kind of function was it again? And how many people are out there? And what are they doing? We need to do the observation thing. And obviously we're going to have to do it fast.
Well, let me see. If I have observations, so I can probably roll that real quick.
Let me share this with you.
All right. So, what's going on?
Smash and grab.
Claudia called us up to the roof of this building and conferenced in a virtual Mr. Johnson who hired us to go across the street to another building where there's a celebration going on and kidnapped a guest of honor.
Huh.
Okay, we're on Yojirushi, and Horizon is the other one up.
Correct.
Okay, that's not that far, I think.
Let me put a
No, that
grid on
shouldn't be
this.
too far.
Okay, and the balcony is on the right side there.
30 meters would be 29 yards, I think.
Well, if you make it 30 yards, it'll be close.
Close enough for government work.
Yeah, but how many people are out there on the balcony again?
33 yards. Would that be right? He hadn't gotten to that part yet. Okay, so we're on the 30th floor on the roof. Is that the roof of the 30th floor, or the 30th floor is the roof?
The 30th floor is the roof.
Okay, how much taller or shorter is the Horizon building?
The Horizon building is 50 stories, so the Horizon building is a taller building than this one. However, the balcony is on the 28th floor.
Right.
And as you guys are looking to see about how to cross over and looking at all the climbing gear, Fred looks at it and he's like, well, I've never done this before, but I can do it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've already got the climbing gear. I'm just trying to make sure we have the best entrance point so that we can do this swift and quickly as possible without attracting too much attention,
All right,
so to speak.
In the duffel bag, you have gear and gloves for 10 sets of gear and gloves. There's a grapple gun, and that has 200 meters of micro wire, and
Zip line.
there is a 500 meter reel of micro wire attached to the grapple assembly.
Yes. So it's like, yeah, like you said, it's more or less a zip line. We just need to get someone, preferably who's got a good sight for long distances, to be able to shoot the thing where we need to go so that we can zip on down to where we need to be.
Like a sniper.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so as you investigate, 28 stories up, the balcony of the Horizon Splendor building stretches out across the open distance 50 meters from you. The noise of the busy street below is almost drowned out by the wind, by the distant whir of chopper blades and the occasional jet engine screeching overhead. Scanning it, you see waitstaff cleaning, a gentleman in a suit watching, and a blue Eastern dragon tending bar, its tail pouring a beer from the tap. As a server walks across to the bar, every footstep ripples outward in dark blue. The balcony appears to be covered in water. Taking the beer from the dragon, the server returns and walks towards a pair of tall glass doors. The doors open and close automatically, and she disappears into the hall beyond. So that is the bar.
Yeah.
That is the doors she went through. At present, the balcony is not populated by a lot of people. Just those people that I mentioned.
Okay, so yeah.
Is the mark in sight anywhere? I'm presuming he's not on the balcony.
He is not on the balcony. Oh, there was one other bit of information that your internet search managed to pull up on Parker Acson. He is apparently attending a new hires sort of ceremony put on by Horizon Corporation, and he's attending it this night.
Noted.
Setting question. What does the dragon mean to us? Is there anything special about that?
You can make a roll on if you have some sort of naturalist.
You would.
Or if you can make a, I don't know, a current affairs roll. Actually, IQ roll should suffice.
What about research with connection to the internet?
Yep, that's fine.
Nope.
Your research doesn't tell you much about your dragon friends, other than what you publicly find available. They are important players, powerful people, usually in positions of power and that sort of stuff. But specific details on dragons you don't find. Likewise, Ditch, you only know what's publicly available. However, Book, I'll get you to make an IQ roll.
I probably got lost in cat videos.
You do notice one peculiarity about this. Dragons and such sort of come across in your studies and whatnot. He is nowhere near the size of a great dragon.
I will astrally perceive and try to detect if he's an illusion or something.
All right.
And gouge your eyes out.
On an 18 skill.
18 skill?
Oops.
Ouch.
Yep.
All right. For a moment...
My eyes!
You struggle to focus. Give me a second roll.
Same thing?
Yeah, same thing. If you fail this, you just develop a headache.
That's more like
All
it.
right, you sit there. You have to, stop and then again sort of refocus. And you got like you've stressed your brain a little bit, but you have a look and you can see that it is an illusion spell cast over a person.
Okay, I'm going to lie down flat on my back on the roof and we say, I just need to lie down for a minute. It's not really a dragon. It's a person illusion to look like a dragon.
You'll also
It
notice
hurts.
that the blue rippling across the floor is also an illusion.
Okay,
Neat
I won't
trick.
mention that.
Almost
Interesting.
disappointed.
Yay. Yeah. Well, that just makes it easier for us to figure out where we want to frame this nice little grappling hook so we can zip line in, since that's not a real dragon.
All right, so if I caught you correctly, we don't have any actual... Well, we've got only a handful of people out there on the balcony, and most of them are help.
That's what I'm thinking.
The people on the balcony were some wait staff, cleaning tables and such. There is a guy in a suit and the blue dragon. The server that was there is no longer there.
So yeah, just not but wait stuff. We probably can go in, dispatch them temporarily, at least until we can actually get to where we need to be, and just like a short little knockout span for them.
I don't dispatch people temporarily.
Or we could just take over their identities and then wait, that's a good question. Are they actually hired people from the Horizon, or are they actually contracted from an outside source?
This is something that you wouldn't know.
Darn it.
Unless they're wearing badges or logos or something. They're not that far away.
I
Yeah.
am going to try to reach out to my contacts online, see if they can give me any information. First, I need to roll the contact number. Let's see what happens out of this. Nope,
All
they're
right.
too busy looking at cat videos.
Okay, so why don't we just go ahead and do this? We go in, zip line, and we just go ahead and just take them out and take over their identities temporarily so we can go in and get what we need to get and get out. And nobody be the wiser. So,
Okay, we've got plenty of microwire. What kind? We got harnesses, Swiss seat, that sort of thing.
Yep, for 10.
For 10. Okay. So I think what's probably going to end up happening here is we're going to take him out to the balcony, drop him out, and drop him down by rope to the ground level. So we're going to need a getaway car.
yeah.
Wow, nobody's getting contacts today.
I've got some other stuff on there. I was just haven't pulled it yet.
Well, I would assume that you have your vehicles, whatever form of transport you guys took to get here. I would assume that you have that. And I'm also assuming that you have your regular kit. You know,
Yeah.
Claudia told you to come prepared.
Yeah, I think we had gotten a nice little incognito type of van, that we can put them in there and,
All right, well, somebody's going to need to drive the van, more than likely, unless we can remote it.
That's actually what I was about to ask.
What are the capabilities since I came in late? What are the capabilities for the new guy?
Fred's hacker, Ava is sniper.
Okay, so if we've got a hacker, then why don't we blow out the window or try to shut down the windows, not windows, but lights and stuff like that on the balcony as
He needed to get inside to do that.
They're not on the public network.
They have a private matrix.
Yep.
So, having said that, I think it might be worthwhile to look for an office that is not on the balcony and hit there first. And perhaps get in on local terminal.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to think while I was trying to say where would be a good point so that we can at least get in. Because for in the balcony...
the floor above, maybe.
Yeah.
That might work.
Go for 29 and then go down.
Yeah, that could work. Because they might have or we might get lucky and they have offices on the 30th floor.
So we just do a quick scan of the floors above, find one that has a terminal and might be empty of individuals working there, and we could potentially cut through the window.
Yes. That's what I was thinking was right there when I was thinking about the window. It's going in there and cut through the window to get in there. So, but we all are settled about exactly where we're going because we probably want to go ahead and start at least moving quickly soon.
Yep.
Well, I think we got the basic plan.
Does anyone have body language?
Yes.
Can I get you to make a roll, please?
Is Phil coming in a bit quiet for everybody else, or is it just me?
He's coming in a little bit more quiet than normal, but you can turn him up individually. Just right-click on him in Discord and you can adjust his volume.
Can I adjust the volume in Discord?
I believe you can.
Output volume. There we go. Test.
Can hear very well.
Groovy. Right, so let's get this party going.
Right. You were asking about cutting through the windows. I have monowire blades, so I can get through the window.
Perfect. All right.
Actually, so do I.
Well, there you go.
Even better. So
okay.
I'm going to go ahead and grab the little grappling wire to shoot up to 30th floor. No, 30th, 29th floor.
You guys need to know who
the.
You guys need to know who the new guy is too. Actually.
All right, Frey. I'm Elfwick.
Okay, got it.
I figured you were an elf from your image.
Yeah, definitely. Is that the elf from Bright?
It is.
Cool.
If you're Elfwick, do you have a dog?
I might have a dog.
No, I have cats. So we have cats.
See, I feel sorry for the poor bastard who hurts my cat or my dog.
Oh, I do too.
No.
I go John Wick on him.
Anyway,
time for me to go ahead and hit.
As you're perusing the balcony, the guy that just is standing and looking, he just has the air about him of security. You can see as he's watching, he's scanning, he's being very thorough. He just looks, you pin him for, security in a nice suit.
So we need to be extra sneaky.
Definitely.
My suggestion at this point would not to hit the balcony side of the building, but to actually hit the side adjacent.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. The side adjacent to it. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. And that way we hit that side of the building and we get to the floor above it that way. Well, yeah, we know we're going to go to the floor above it anyway, but yeah, on the side that way, because he can't have perfect 180, 360 vision. So, and that's probably a good possible blind spot.
Regardless of whatever you do, because of the way the balcony is arranged with respect to the building you're at, there is a possibility that someone might notice you zip lining across the distance, regardless of which side of the building.
Yes.
So it's not a guaranteed, you'll go unnoticed.
Yeah, this is where I wish that we had something like invisibility or something.
All we need is a flare gun.
That could work. Divert the security guard's attention elsewhere. While that happens, I fire off the stuff and then we hurry up and zip line down.
Or
if you're not partial to murder, you could always shoot the guy.
You can sniper him.
That would put the entire floor on alert, though. I'd rather them distracted than looking for attackers. The flare gun idea, if we don't have a flare gun, maybe I can do something interesting on, let's see, there's the building on the map to the northeast, 2 buildings over. Is there possibly something there that I could overload or make light up real bright or something like that?
So basically to cause a distraction?
Yes.
Yeah. Get them looking away from where we're coming from.
Need drones.
And fortunately, I left all my drones in my other pair of pants.
Lovely.
Sure, you can try.
Lovely. Okay. Yeah.
Let me start with a research roll to see what I can find. Anything of interest?
All right, you are able to find the building in question. It has a node on the matrix, which is going to let you hack into that building, and from there, once you're inside the building security, then you've probably got control of various building functions.
All right. Do you use complementary skills?
Sure.
All right. I'm thinking about making a expert skill computer security roll to look for known vulnerabilities in the system.
All right. We'll use bad for this, and the bad is
Okay.
going to be -5.
Wow, that's pretty serious.
Except bad shouldn't apply to complementary skills. It'll
No.
apply to the final computer hacking.
Right.
So,
Yes.
Yep. So good here. It looks like I got a really darn good success.
Almost a critical, so you will get a +1 on your hacking attempt.
Alrighty. Let's see. So I tend to be more of a realistic hacker when I play hackers. So I'm thinking computer operations to validate that the exploits are actually present and see if I can find any more. Then computer programming to actually write the exploit package. And then I guess computer hacking is the actual deployment of the package.
Sure. Finding the exploit will give you another bonus complementary. You can have up to +2 in complementary skills. So
Sounds fair.
you identify some vulnerabilities, and if you wish to hack it, you can roll your programming, and then you can roll your hacking at +2.
Looks like the package is properly designed. Now let's deploy it.
So you're at a -5 for bad.
So success by 2 then?
No, you'll have to make the hacking roll. So in the modifier box, you could just type in 5-, and then, just do 3-,
All right, got it.
Minus
About to
5.
roll it.
and then roll.
Got it.
Done. You sit there, you deploy your code, and it smashes through the security as if it weren't there. You have access to various systems in the building. The building has a security node, which is currently operated by actual security people. You can see that. And there is your normal building control, like elevators, lights, fire alarms, and that sort of stuff.
All right. Set all the lights to the most psychedelic, horrible string of colors that you can imagine. I'm guessing that the lighting in this timeline is pretty much like Philips Hue lights, multicolor, able to change color at whim, et cetera, et cetera.
Seems reasonable.
All right, so you're going to turn the building into a disco light.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm turning the building into a giant disco light show, and I'm setting the fire alarms off too.
Well,
Well, we always go dancing.
if you get the pattern just right, you might initiate an epileptic seizure in the.
Too bad I don't have the necessary skills for doing that.
All right, so
Wow.
you're going to coordinate this with the firing of your zip lines and zip lining across.
Yes.
That's the plan. As soon as I set it off, I turn to our. Actually, before I set it off, I turn to our sniper lady and say, "I'm ready to go whenever you are."
Yeah,
Alrighty.
I think the procedure is we shoot. He sets
Yep,
it
as
off.
soon as-
Then we
Yep.
move.
All right, so you fire the zip light across.
All right, let me roll impulsiveness just to make sure I don't jump. Fortunately, I don't. So I wait
Okay.
until she gets it across.
All right. So can I use my gun's rifle skill for that?
You could use climbing.
All right.
You're shooting at the side of the building. The missing the target is going to be pretty slim, and it's going to be even less
Nice.
slim with a roll like that.
Nice.
All right, so you manage to fire this grapnel exactly where you want it.
All right.
It does not appear that this has been noticed by anyone. And it's around about this time that you're ready to fire up the disco ball.
I do it with an evil grin on my, or maniacal grin on my face. I stomp I stab the button with my fingertip.
All right, so the disco ball, or the building lights up and windows start flashing, and the guy on the balcony, you see he takes notice, and he walks over to the side of the balcony that is closest to that building, and you can see he's rather curiously looking at the building. He will look down to street level, and he'll be sort of looking around. This has obviously put him on alert. You can see that he must speak into a comm, as he sort of speaks to himself, and then he turns around and just sort of, is wary.
Well, if we're going to do that, let's hurry up and go, because hopefully the light is enough to kind of blind him a little bit. Well, maybe not blind, but enough light so that he can't really see us as we're in our dark outfits going down. Well,
All right,
up.
everyone make a
Ditch will
roll
go
on climbing.
first.
You'll get +4 on this. It is fairly routine, provided someone with a climbing skill checks your harnesses before you go.
Yeah, I would do that because I don't want to lose my teammates. Even though I don't well, I do have a sense of duty to my current team, so I gotta make sure you stay alive.
All right, so Ava, can I get you to make a climbing roll? At +4.
I guess I should add can't.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
You succeed by lots. So if you're going to be checking harnesses as they go, there is no issue. If someone hasn't done it right, you correct it and send them on their way.
Bookworm isn't wearing a harness.
You
All right.
going on natural?
Oh, you're going natural.
Yep.
Okay, I can't help you with. Oh well. All right, I can't help you with that one. So.
He's gonna fly.
He cheats.
Oh.
I dare you.
Yeah.
I dare you to jump off the building, then cast your spell.
No, it's a 2-second cast.
How long does it take to?
That'd be outright, though, wouldn't it?
Wow.
Especially if you fail.
If I fail and have to
Splat.
recast it, like, no.
Or critically fail and forget how to cast it.
Yeah. Let's not have that, please. Let's.
All right. Well, Ditch is going to go first across so he can cut the window.
That +4 was very essential. I'm pretty sure that Ava had to check for Ed's harness.
I
good
will
thing.
also get everyone to make stealth rolls. However, it'll be capped by your climbing skill. This will represent how well you time your descent.
They're the same for me, so.
Since I'm the last one, I'll roll my stuff.
For the capped by climbing, is that the climbing +4, or is it base climbing?
It will be your base climbing.
Woo!
Wow.
Catboy luck.
All right, so successes all around.
Wow. When does that ever happen?
Apparently, I'm going to enjoy that because die rolls really sometimes start hating me for some reason.
Oh, we know
This
all
is-
about it.
Yeah,
You'll
fantasy
fit right in.
grounds.
Yeah,
We
this
have
girl is,
we have novels about that.
Yeah, this girl is the one. Her very first GURPS character was immortalized because she had like a 12 skill with staff, and she kept rolling critical failures. I eventually decided that all the suffering that poor cat girl had, that poor dragon cat girl had, that she would get kluts.
And I
Wow.
never play her since. Exactly.
All right, so Ava, you are the last to go. Everyone else seems to have made it across just fine. I'll get you to make a perception roll for me, please.
Well, Fred was a little sketchy.
All right, the people on the balcony don't seem to have noticed you're traversing the distance from building to building. However, you
the
do
black
see
clothes and the balaclava.
you do see a new arrival on the scene. A figure appears on the roof of the Horizon Splendor building at the edge and is looking around. I do have a picture.
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
Yeah,
Oh boy.
I think
We need to
there's
get
a
in
good
quick.
idea. Yeah, definitely quick.
Setting _ sniper.
Okay, yeah, you guys, whoever was with it, hopefully the moment you landed, you start breaking through that window with your little wire and stuff so we can hurry up and get inside. Because, yeah, there's somebody looking.
At this
Definitely.
point, the guy on the roof doesn't seem to have noticed anything, but you can see that he is carrying a rather large weapon.
I'm not
And
scared of
he
the
looks-
guy. It's
he
the
looks
pigeon
exactly like-
next to him.
Yes, those killer pigeons.
Yes.
No, that's
He
an
looks-
actual troll there. That's not a gargoyle.
Right.
He's riding a troll.
Yeah, he looks just like that. You know, he has a cyber arm, chrome arm, and he's just, on alert. The building lighting up has been unusual enough to, trigger someone to take notice.
Well, based off of that, I circled. I'm not so sure if he's going to be the best of snipers.
Hey, some of the best snipers are alcoholics. Oh, maybe I should have added that. No, she's not really an alcoholic, although, well, maybe she should have been. But you got a point there. Yeah, I mean, if you got a pigeon sitting beside him, so yeah, but
Don't
yeah,
forget
we better
the
go in.
pigeon next to him either.
All right,
Yeah.
so everyone is on the other side of the building. Ava, you have yet to traverse. Ditch, you're cutting a hole in the building. Give me a forced entry roll.
By the way, the pigeon is actually natural camouflage. It's attached to the cape.
They're fake pigeons.
Oh no.
Although I don't like how that vision is eyeing me though right now.
Fourth century, you say?
Yeah.
Quick, Daniel,
Right.
make a knife check for a complimentary.
I should have thought of that.
All right, so you start working on this glass. You tell that this is reinforced glass, most likely bulletproof. So
It's going to take a minute.
It'll take you a little bit to work your way through that, which is something of an annoyance considering you are on a time schedule.
So once Frey gets over there, he can start doing the same because I've got kukris that have the same capability.
Well, you were ziplining to the side of the building, so you'd be stacked up on this zip line if that's what you're going to do.
Ah, okay, I understand. So you sent him over. He's gonna cut. Then we're gonna go in. He needs to cut faster.
Yeah, definitely cut faster because we're really getting there. Kind of, that's why we sent him first.
All right, so Ava, are you going to zip line across, or will you be waiting?
Ooh, think I'm
It
probably gonna
wouldn't
go
actually
ahead.
be a terrible idea to Overwatch.
Well, yeah, to kind of keep a watch and keep an eye out for that guy to make sure that he doesn't see any of you.
And,
if worse comes to worse, you
Sniper
can
on
shoot
the
him.
sniper. Yeah, I was going to say sniper on the sniper.
Exactly.
Lest we just to establish for the record, we brought climbing gear with us across so we can climb down.
Sure.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll go ahead and stay back and have my stuff ready just in case, to keep an eye out on that sniper until all our people get in and he leaves the vicinity or whatever.
Alright.
And then I'll make my way down.
I'll get someone to roll a d6 plus 1. This will represent the amount of time it has taken you to get this far, and that will be taken from your 15 minutes. So 3 minutes. You've got 12 minutes left to pull off this extraction.
All right, well, the hole's not going to be as big as I would have liked.
All right, let's see. Give me a universe roll. That will determine how long it's going to take you to cut through this. Off you go, Ditch.
God.
Okay, so give me, let's say, cutting through this glass, a hole sufficient to get yourselves squeezed through is going to take you 3 minutes.
Roger, 3 minutes.
During that time, you are all unfortunately stuck on the side of the building waiting for this to happen, while someone is on the roof, at least scanning around. So, Ava, you're the only one that can see the guy on the roof.
Exactly, and I'm already getting myself kind of ready so I can, just in case I need to try to do a very good headshot or something
The
to
rest
divert the attention.
The rest of the group or your team are on the side of the building that he is not. So he can't see them directly at this point. However, you will see a spider-like drone. You can catch a glimpse of it there. You will see it crawl over the lip of the building, and it'll start crawling to the opposite side that your team is on. So it's going to the side of the building to crawl around and just check the other sides of the building, and it's going away from your team. You breathe a sigh of relief only to be interrupted, or only to suck that in again as you see a second one crawl over the lip of the building and head the other way. Your team have, given the speed of this this drone, your team maybe have, no more than 30 seconds before this thing has sort of made it around to that side of the building.
Well, this is where she learns why she keeps assembling and disassembling her rifle and trying to do a very good job at getting it back together. Of course, she had it with her, so she probably assembles that back. She tells the group that, guys, there's going to be a drone coming around there, and within very quickly, I'm going to try to dispatch it, although this may bring attention to myself.
Let me try to hack it.
Okay. And if it doesn't work, I'm just going to have to shoot it. But hurry.
Yeah,
This
just
ain't gonna be easy because I have to use my sleeve mounted display to do it.
just for reference purposes, you're at 50 meters away from there. If you've got even a wimpy scope on that rifle, you probably count his friggin' nose hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she's got a good scope on that rifle.
Looking to see if I can see any communications going to the drones.
All right, give me electronics ops communications. You start scanning wireless signals in the area. The area is full of wireless. It is the norm for all devices, in this time period. You do manage to identify a signal to the drone. The drone does not appear to be autonomous. It seems to be under control.
Okay, guys, once I take this thing over, they're going to know something's up. The drone is not autonomous.
Well, you can just ride along.
Or I
Yeah,
could just go ahead and shoot it down, and you guys just hurry up, and well, could be the secondary distraction. I can bring myself back in there if I need to, one way or another.
That role was to identify vulnerabilities in the drone control software.
Sure, you can add that.
Yeah, the first time we pull the trigger, that we're on, so there's no more sneaking.
Exactly.
All right, let me see if I can roll my computer hacking. This is going to take a -2 from trying to hack from my wrist computer.
Sure. You add the +1 for your computer operation.
You sure that's not a +2?
Critical.
Yep.
Yes, it is a +2. However, this is a contested roll since the drone is operated. So It's your skill versus the operator's skill. Make your roll, please. All right, in this case, the defender wins. Which means the drone operator has control of the drone. We'll also know that someone has tried to take control, but he's managed to shut them out.
All right, all right, Ava, go ahead and shoot it.
All right, she was taking that time and watching that sucker too, so she was really making sure to aim very good so she can shoot that sucker down.
All right, so Ava, just as you receive this message from your teammate, you will see the guy on the roof will adopt a crouch position. He gets his gun at the ready and he starts scanning very carefully around. He knows something is up.
Is Ava's rifle suppressed?
Is pressed?
Nope.
No.
Suppressed.
All right, so Ava,
Yeah.
you have a shot.
Yes.
50 yards is your range penalty. Which is a minus... Well, that's weird. It's a -8.
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, no, I forgot I had push talk on it. Okay, so there we go.
So -8 is your range modifier. Then you can add the accuracy of your weapon. So just double click that accuracy box on your combat tab and then make your skill roll.
Yeah, don't forget the +2 from your scope, too.
Size mod.
The size mod of the drone is a -1.
It's a big drone.
Yeah, I was about to
Actually,
say,
sorry,
it's pretty big drone.
-2 is probably better.
Darn, we should have kept our mouths shut.
Okay, well, that's fine. So I'll just go ahead and roll the thing. Got it. Okay. Okay, I probably was supposed to roll that.
No, you don't roll in the box.
Ah, okay.
You roll out in the
Whoa.
open. All right, dead center. You can roll damage just for shits and giggles.
Wow, hunting rifle. Going old school.
Although that was your attack roll. You want to roll from the damage field. Alright, the drone is toast. Your bullet smashes through the drone and you can see that there is a a sort of bit of shattered glass in a couple of inch circle on the glass where the drone was. Your bullet hasn't penetrated the window, but then the drone just sort of immediately falls and starts sort of tumbling as it hits a window ledge or whatever as it makes its way down to the street. When it hits the bottom, you'll hear a tinny thud coming from street level. Just manages to penetrate the wind.
And a scream from the guy hit in
Yeah, I
the
was
head.
totally going to say, the dude who goes, ow!
I got to do a universe reaction roll for someone. Someone roll. On a...
Goob rolls it.
Who shot it?
Ava. You can make a universe reaction roll. Let's see if someone gets hit.
Was that the right one to roll?
Yeah, that's the right one to roll.
What is that? Does it land on top of our escape van?
No, it lands on top of a vehicle that was parked beside
I
the
hope it
building.
wasn't
Car alarm.
Explodium.
Sure, car alarm goes off. But it does startle some people nearby, and they start looking up to see
The
where this
fact that
thing
it
comes
was a
from.
fairly loud bang doesn't do that.
This is
Well, it might not. This is Shadowrun.
Yeah, gunshots are not a rare thing, but yeah, certainly people on street level will be looking up. This will immediately alert the sniper on the roof.
Get it done.
And he will turn in your direction, Ava.
Yeah, I'm gonna as soon as I hold that.
Sniper battle.
At which point he will immediately lower his sniper rifle in your direction, that being his turn. At this point, we shall enter combats.
And I start playing the XCOM 2 battle music.
Was that about 3 minutes in?
No, this is You're about a minute in.
God.
So you got a couple of minutes left.
Well, once a gunfire starts, it's like, what's the point? Just go, go in hot.
Oh, we still got to cut through the damn glass. That's not a sneaky thing. That's a entry thing.
Yeah, but he was probably going slower just to be quieter. He might abandon being sneaky for being aggressive.
Well, there's not really anything I can do.
All right, so pass your turn to Ava.
I'm also going to be briefly AFK. I got to go take my food out of the oven.
Sure. All right, so Ava, you have just shot the drone. You've noticed the sniper has clearly taken a bead on you. What are you doing?
Well, first, see. Oh, now I'm back connected again. What the hell? Okay, that's interesting. But yeah, you can hear me.
Yes, I
Yes.
can hear you.
Okay, yeah. So what happened is I'm going to quickly try to see if there's anything I can get behind. First off, to break his line of sight, and
Sure.
then
You're
then
on the
I'm-
roof. There's air conditioning and all sorts of stuff on the roof, so you can get to cover. Yep.
okay. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get to cover, and then that'll be my turn for that one because I'm going to probably try to do something on the next turn where I'm take care of that. But okay, what do I need? Do I need to roll anything to get
Nope.
cover?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Just end your turn. Ditch, I assume you're just going to cut. There's nothing you can do.
Cutting.
All right, Fred.
All right, drawing my pistol.
All right, you have a pistol in hand. Book. Now you are flying. Did you cast your spell?
I did.
Assuming it was a success.
Yes.
All right, so you are flying. You are on the side of the building with the rest of your team, which is not on the side of the building that has the balcony nor the sniper.
Correct. But I heard the shot that took out the drone, right?
Yes.
I will rise up and peek over the top floor.
All right, so you fly to the roof.
Yep. And I'll just prairie dog it, just eyeballs, and see what's up there.
What's your flight speed?
I believe it was either 20 or 30.
All right, so it'll take you till next turn to get to the roof because this is a 50-story roof.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that the other building was taller than the J.
Yeah, it's taller. The balcony's on the 28th floor.
Okay. I'm not going to take my full move to go that high. Then I'm gonna stay around. I will go up a floor or two, but I'm going to stay with the.
All right, Ava, you hear a shot ring out in the dark. Just after a bullet sort of whizzes past you and plows into the air conditioning duct or air conditioning unit that you just sort of ducked behind.
Yeah, I'm definitely like, yeah, okay. Well, see, since I know about where it is, I'm going to actually try to get myself a little bit better. Oh, wait. Is it my...
Yeah, it's your turn.
Oh, I'm seeing that. That's why. Oops, forgot. Okay, yeah,
Phase
so...
FK.
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to try to reposition myself a little bit more to try to get from his trajectory while I'm going to be focusing on the troll that he's on.
Well,
That's
he's not
actually
on
a real troll, right?
No, that's just a
Oh, it's a
That was a
statue.
joke.
yeah, it's just
Oh, Oh,
yeah,
gotcha.
gargoyle.
Okay, so it was just a joke. Okay, well, I'm going to see if I can at least get him in the torso area near the heart area. That's going to be very hard to do, but whichever.
Might want to take a turn to aim first.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. I'm going to take a turn to aim for that.
If you're going for a vital shot there, you probably would be aware that there's a high probability the guy's wearing armor.
True. So, yeah.
She's got armor-piercing rounds, though.
You can also see that he has a cybernetic arm, so the guy is at least partially cybered.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, now that I see, yeah, he is. So, yeah, I'm going to need to find some.
So at present, you're
his other
you're
arm.
sort of pinned behind this air conditioning unit.
Yeah, this is where. Darn, this is where I wish I hadn't knew how to throw grenades.
Don't forget the trick that you have that you can look through your HUD through your darting scope.
Oh, yes, that is right. I could look through that.
Now, there's also the possibility that, depending on the kind of air conditioning unit you're hiding behind, you might be able to keyhole under the unit.
Yes.
Not from the angle, because he's on the 50th floor. You're on the 30th.
It depends.
Yeah, he's got he's got the height advantage. He's got the high ground.
He's got the high ground.
Yeah,
he's got
he
the
has
high
the high
ground.
ground.
Yeah, he has the high ground. So, I'm gonna have to just probably try to think about what I want, how I'm gonna get out of this little situation. Yeah.
If you can use the gun cam off axis, that's probably going to be your safest bet.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm going to just try to keep myself away from his line of wherever the axis is for his sight, and try to come up with something that I can do to kind of mitigate whatever.
I would strongly recommend actually aiming with your gun cam.
Okay. So then I'll go ahead and aim with my gun cam.
All right. So you will sneak around to the side of the unit, slide your gun out carefully, and take aim on the target.
Yes.
Ditch cutting.
Cutting.
Fred, you have a gun in hand, but you're sort of in a position not to do much. So what I'll do is I'll skip those people that are doing obvious things, like cutting or waiting, unless you want to do something.
Yep.
And Book, you are just staying nearby and waiting as well.
Yes.
All right, Ava, you will see the sniper take aim at the side of the aircon unit that you're at. You can't tell whether he's aiming at your gun, which is the only thing exposed, or he's going to attempt a shot through the unit. That you can't tell.
Yeah, that makes sense. So I'm going to go ahead and try and shoot my target.
All right, so your range penalty will be minus. We'll say that -7. Actually, no, it'll be -8. We'll go -9.
-9? Okay, yeah.
I'm figuring for height. But you do get to add your accuracy. And how many shots are you firing, by the way? Your rifle has a rate of fire of 3. So you can fire up to 3 shots.
Oh, yes. Oh, boy. This is push to talk. I keep forgetting about that. Alrighty.
Yeah, she was talking to herself again.
Yeah,
We all
so...
do that at some stage.
Okay.
No, we don't.
So how do I apply the accuracy? Can I drag the accuracy?
You can drag the accuracy into the modifier box, or you can just double click it.
Okay, there you go. All right, now to get my skill.
At this point, it's probably a good time to point out that Fantasy Grounds has a bunch of modifiers, which we have included. You'll see the plus minus icon in the top right of Fantasy Grounds.
They may have to turn them on. I don't know.
If you click on that and see nothing, then let me know.
I don't see
Yeah,
anything
it's off.
there.
It's off by default. You have to go into module.
All right, so we'll do this now.
Library?
Click on the library icon, which is in the bottom left. Then click on modules button. And then you should see
GURPS 4E modifiers.
and you should also see GURPS 4E tables. Now, if you click the load button on each of those, it should work for you. You should see a book open, like the book icon that's right next to the load button.
Got it.
Got it.
All right, so
That will populate your modifier.
Ah, okay. I think I might be able to get that. All right.
So if you see the modifiers there, it has a bunch of standard modifiers. The easy way to find stuff, if you're looking for range, for example, just start typing range in the search bar down the bottom of that modifiers window, and then you'll have modifiers. You can simply double click the appropriate one.
And these are included in the framework, or is that something that's extra?
That's something that Phil, who's playing Frey,
Yeah,
has.
It's just something anybody can make. It's just a modifier thing you create.
It's not part of the rule set, however.
It's not hard to talk one of us into giving you that, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm in the middle of constructing this table for my Merlin Omega game.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's like I screwed mine up, and I think the people that have it have better versions than the one I have. Because I'm going to make a basic version for just modifiers that are in the basic book, and then I'm going to have advanced for stuff that's like in tactical shooting and martial arts and all that stuff, and I screwed it up.
So
Gotcha.
it was not as basic as you thought then?
No, I overrode it, and then something got corrupted, and then I haven't gotten around to finish.
Sorry, I don't recall. Ava, did you fire one shot or 3?
Wait a minute. I fired 3 and get rid of one of those +6s. I just noticed that.
All right, so that would make it a success by 4. So how many shots did you fire?
3 shots.
What's the recoil on your weapon?
Recoil is 2.
All right, so you will get 3 hits.
Alrighty. So
the sniper will attempt to dodge.
See, did he actually spot the weapon being put around?
He did.
Unit?
yes, he did. Yeah.
He took aim.
Well, on the bright side, if he's dodging, that means he no longer has aim.
Yes.
Wow.
And he could fall off the gargoyle.
He has successfully dodged. Actually, no, because he will be in a
Seated.
Seated position. So That's a -2. He will dodge 1, but 2 will still hit. Roll
Okay.
damage. It's up to you whether you wish to roll damage once for both shots, or you can roll both shots. How will
Probably
you choose?
just do one. It'll probably be easier to do it by just one. Be easier.
Yeah, you say
that.
that.
You're gonna
Well-
roll minimum damage there.
Okay, then yeah. Okay, I'll just make two rolls for it.
You could roll maximum damage too.
Chances of that.
How? I don't even want to try to think about that one.
We're cat people. We're likely to roll as crappily as we can.
Uh-huh. Prophecy.
Case
lot of
in
ones.
point.
One.
Oh
No,
wait,
you rolled wrong for the second one.
Ooh, that was better.
Ah, that's better.
So you made a good choice by rolling them separate.
Yes, that was a very
Yeah.
good choice. Thank you for that nice little piece of advice.
Okay, couple of other rule set tips. On the ranged combat, on your weapon entry, there's a little plus icon next to the down arrow where you get your fire modes. That is a place where you can put modifiers. So if you use modifiers a lot, you add them to that little panel there, and you can get to them easier. Second
without
one,
having to search for them every time.
the second one is if you put modifiers in the modifier box, say a bunch of them that you use a lot. For example, I want to add braced and the scope and the AC and all that sort of thing. You can drag that out of the modifier box into your quick keys. And all you got to do is click on your quick key and it'll put them all right back in.
Your quick keys are those numbered areas down the bottom of Fantasy Grounds.
Yep. Pretty cool.
Another option I'm going to give you, you can roll a random hit for your shots, or you can choose to hit center of mass. Your choice. Actually, no, you took
Yeah.
aim.
Yeah,
So,
I took an aim, so
um,
it's going to probably be a
center of
center-
mass.
mass. Yes.
Do the chest hit location.
Okay.
Oh, that would be under the tables, right?
Yes, so if you look up tables,
It is listed as the chest.
so they're all in alphabetical order. If you click on the chest, and then just single click that roll dice button, and that will check to see if you do any extra damage, hit the vitals, or
Oh, okay.
that's it.
Well.
These are all optional rules that we play with.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's fine. That makes it simple. So there you go. All right.
I think it's from martial arts.
That one's actually from a lot of sources. Just not basic.
Yeah, I think that's actually pulled from that universal hit location thing that was floating around on the GURPS.
Okay. Well, he doesn't take any extra damage, and it's just normal damage. So, all right. But at least
and
I
you
got
are
him
using
knocked up.
armor piercing, correct?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So how do you remove your ammo rounds?
It should be doing it automatically.
It should have removed them.
It it may not have put it in there. I don't know if the GCA
Right, actually,
exporter actually.
Your ammo is currently set to 0. So you've fired 4 shots so far, and your weapon is capable of holding 11 rounds. So you have 7 ammo left.
Does the ammo go negative?
Okay.
I
Does
don't
what?
know.
Does the ammo counter go negative?
No, it goes to 0.
Well, if you made it go
So-
if you actually made it go negative, then it could just count down.
I thought about that, but I figured for those people that don't track ammo, having it just show
It would just
0.
go down and down and down and forever.
Yeah, having it show
Well,
0
that's
instead
true.
of minus 1,000 or whatever.
That would be kind of funny, though, if somebody doesn't keep track of it and glances at it and go, "Huh, I have negative 1,500 rounds in this."
Yeah, but I
What's
can't write in
the-
the I can't write in the ammo, but in the ammo
You
box.
should be able.
So-
You should be able to just click on it and then hit 7.
Okay, there we go.
And when you fire, then it'll automatically reduce your ammo.
Okay, so it should
Yeah.
automatically decrease as I fire. Okay.
It
Okay.
reduces it by whatever rate of fire is set on the mode that you roll. So if you have a separate roll for single shot and 3 burst, then it'll decrement the correct amount.
If you ever
Okay.
fire a single shot, then let me know, and I'll set up your weapon so that it only decrements 1 bullet instead of the 3.
Or you could just do that while she's not looking.
That sounds like work. I'm trying to math.
Hey, look
I'm
over
trying
there.
to math damage here.
Yeah, but okay. Yeah. Okay.
All right, so 25.
Yeah, Brian hasn't figured out how to automatically math damage. Or have you?
I've got some ideas on how to automatically math damage, but it's going to be difficult with DRs. I'm trying to come up with an interface that will work with different DRs and like split DRs.
Homogeneous.
So
Oh God.
yeah, I'm trying
Armor
to.
as dice will also challenge you a little bit too, I would suspect.
Oh, well, that's a whole separate
mathing
thing.
the damage is easy, but the interface for that is not.
There are too many situations where the divisor gets altered to do it accurate. I mean, not the divisor, but the multiplier.
So when you roll the skill, that's where it decrements the ammo.
Yep.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I see. Okay. Yeah. I think. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And just to tell you, T, it's easy for you to do. Just expand the modes area and create 2 new modes with rate of fire 2 and rate of fire 1, and then you just pick which skill based on the number of shots you're making.
I'll do one of them for you quickly.
Yeah, that's probably for a good idea. Just do one of them for me because I'm like, what?
Well, all you have to do is copy the one that's already there.
And then just change the rate of fire.
How do you copy?
That would actually. Well, I mean, physically,
Manually.
you look at it and.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, that's what I did. Was I just manually re-entered it for 2 and 1 shots.
But just as I
Yeah,
said
that's what he meant by
that
copy.
could be a potentially useful thing if you could figure out how to do it, is to allow a duplicate.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
assuming that GCA will let you, or assuming that Fantasy Grounds will let you do that.
All right, so if you're firing 1 shot, just roll off the. Do it now, and just readjust your ammo back to 7. But roll off the skill level 18 for that 1 shot field. And you'll see, even though you succeeded by 9, you only fired 1 shot, so it says maximum 1 hit. And your ammo has been reduced by 1. So just bump that back up to 7. And if you wanted to set up one for 2 shots, then you just do exactly the same as I've done there.
Easy peasy.
Okay. All right. Okay. So
You don't need to fill out the extra fields like damage and accuracy and all that because you have that off your main
okay.
stat line. If you want to, though, yeah, there's nothing stopping you.
Okay, got it.
All right, so your 2 shots pound into this guy, and he's clearly shaken by this, and you can see that he loses his bead on you as he sort of buckles over a little bit.
Cutting.
The guy seems to be struggling with your injury on the balcony there, doing nothing at this point.
Yeah, this might be where I probably might try to do a kill shot. Yeah.
Unfortunately, you have lost your aim, so you would have to take aim again, unless you want to fight with
Yeah,
aim.
I would have to take. No, but this time I'm since he's really kind of reeling a little bit from trying to deal with that.
Aim to his vitals.
I'm going to aim to his vitals, so I'm going to take a turn to aim. So I aim vital.
All right. A good thing to do then is to set up your modifiers now. So your range is still the same, and then just take a modifier for the vitals and apply your accuracy. So it's all set up for when you come around to your turn next.
Okay, so let's see. So -9, and then for vitals, it's what is it?
-3.
-3, yeah.
-3.
Okay.
You could also
Alright.
have hit location vitals on the modifiers.
The sniper appears to have recovered from his stun, and he's getting ready to do something. It's your turn.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where the thing is for hit location vitals.
If you just, in that
Yeah,
search window, start typing vitals.
Yeah, at the bottom of the modifiers, there's the little magnifying glass. Click in that, type vital.
Or just VIT. Do you see it? Hello, Ava. Are you pushing to talk?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, he's trying to see because the scope is already factored in there.
I don't think the gun had an accuracy of +4 though.
No, the medium pistol. I'm not using a medium pistol.
No, I'm looking at the hunting rifle. Give me a sec. You
Okay.
might actually need to add an extra +2 from the scope.
It should not. It should not add the scope directly to the rifle's act because you won't always have the scope available. So it should have that. You should use that as a separate mod.
Yeah, he says automatically. So in other words, I add that into the modifier window. So that would be the +2. Okay.
Right.
So we go to modifiers and find that one.
If you wish to make it easy for you, I'm going to type some stuff. Ignore the brackets around it.
Okay.
I suddenly have a cat in my lap.
That happens.
Especially
-2.
when it's a Siamese kitten.
-3.
Okay.
With a cat?
Okay.
All right, see what I've typed there, /mod +2 scope, ignoring the square brackets. If you type that in your chat window and then drag it down to one of your quick key boxes down the bottom, then you will be able to add that +2 scope modifier easily by just clicking the quick key box or hitting the number associated with that quick key box. Sorry, the function key associated with the number of that quick key box.
/mod.
Yeah, you need the /mod. But don't hit enter. So just type that. Actually, no. Do hit enter, and it'll put it into the modifier box, and then you can drag it directly from the modifier box to your hotkey.
I wondered if you knew something I didn't.
Okay, there we go. All right.
So every time you hit that, it'll add it to the modifier box. Just make it simple.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Now I roll my skill, which is going to be that one shot. Hopefully that one shot works.
Yep, looks like you've got everything right there. So that is a hit.
Woo.
He will attempt a dodge. Don't like his chances though. Do your damage. You hit him right in the center of the chest.
Most of the time, that makes them stop bothering you.
With damage like that, it will.
Here's hoping for an X-ray neutralized.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right, so that will kill him. Tell us how this happens. How does this look?
Here goes another car alarm.
Yeah, well, hey, at least they're going to be taking care of the car alarms right there, wondering why there's so many of them.
I doubt that after the gunfire.
Yeah, true, a little bit, but yeah.
Do you wish to describe his death scene?
I'll let the GM do that. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, I just sent him to Sniper Head.
All right, so you hit him in the center of the chest. You see he buckles over. He drops his rifle, and it goes falling to the street below. He sort of sways a little bit on the top of his perch, and then just falls sideways, hitting the corner of the building as he goes down, and this starts putting him into like a spin as he sort of falls to the street below. He will make a loud thud when he hits the bottom, and you will see that the drone that he sent out to the other side of the building also just freezes like mid-step.
Perfect. All right, guys, I'm making some action here, so you guys need to go in there, get your stuff done, find that target, and get out, because I think we're losing time here, so yeah. I'll keep things kind of busy.
Ava, you stay where you are then?
Yeah, keep an eye on that balcony and inside the windows there, see if we can spot.
Yes, that's what I'll be doing, yeah. Since I got the good scope, I could do that.
Your gunshots have not gone unnoticed. The people on the balcony, the guy that was wearing the suit is ushering all those that are on the balcony inside. He's evacuating the balcony. And the moment you see him disappear inside, so this takes some time, your teammates are still cutting at this point. The moment you see him go inside and the doors shut, the windows go completely opaque.
Figures.
Okay. Yeah.
Dudes that they were sending in just look bored because this is just another day in Seattle. Oh, gunfire! Huh?
Yeah.
What kind of scope do you have?
Enhanced compact targeting scope.
Okay, so you've got hyperspectral on that thermal.
Yep.
Yes.
So will the thermals be able to see through the windows as well? It might potentially block infrared.
Yeah, your
Yep.
thermals won't go through. I don't think anything in the hyperspectral will see through walls. I think you need the radar, which I think is a radar scope or something.
If it's glass, it will definitely see through it, but that depends on whether it actually is glass that blocks infrared.
That's
It's
true.
gone completely opaque. It is a security procedure, so you cannot see through it.
Yeah, well.
The balcony
Yeah.
at this point is completely vacated. All right,
Yeah,
so
that much is good.
the minutes will pass. Ditch, after struggling with this window for what seems to be an eternity, you manage to punch it through, and you open up into a darkened room. It is an office block, or it's an office block. There's several cubicles. However, it looks like the office is not being used. There's no computers or anything like that on tables. There's boxes that are lying about. It's like this place is no longer in use, and people have just been storing shit here.
Okay. Well, it's up to the computer guy to decide whether or not that terminal that's in here is used. Did you say there was a terminal?
You could look for. There's no computer terminals. There's like data points and stuff like that. The desks are all vacant.
Okay, that.
Yeah. Looking for impulsiveness overtakes me, so I try to jump the line and get in as quickly as possible. Let me at him.
Given your climbing skill, you probably shouldn't wiggle around too much.
You have a point. Now the question is, will Fred listen to you? Probably not.
I think his survival instinct might override his impulsiveness.
I think that's the point of the impulsiveness.
At any rate.
It overrode his survival instinct.
At least his overconfidence didn't get there too, but impulsive, he wants in. He wants at an Ethernet port.
All right,
well, we're clear.
Fred, you're trying to struggle to get in first. Who was in front of Fred?
Ditch.
Boy, that was a while back.
Pretty certain he was number 2.
Ditch.
Yeah, I think it was Ditch was that one, because I was behind, so I think it was Ditch.
No, Ditch went in first.
Yeah. Wait, no, Ditch went in first, so it...
Ditch went in, and then Fred, and then I followed him up, so it's just...
All right, so Ditch, you're going to have to deal with Fred.
Oh, okay, so Ava didn't go, and Book flew.
Yeah.
Wish I'd have thought of that. I'd just have you hand over one of your knives to Bookworm and have him help cut.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, so Ditch, you have to deal with the over-eager Fred trying to climb in through the window before you.
Yeah, well, I'm already in, so...
All right, so you'll push him out of the way, and make your way inside. Give me a
pretty much
roll.
Climbing roll at +4 or just base climbing roll?
This is Ditch.
Oh, sorry.
What am I doing?
A climbing roll.
What's the roll for?
To see, just roll. There's no way to fail.
I like to know what the stakes are. Okay, that's fine.
This is just complications.
I'm an uncomplicated guy.
Yeah, because worst comes to worst, he'll just cut the frickin' line, a dude's line once he's in.
Well, you're all on the same line.
No, not that line. The person, the one that he's secured on.
Right, so
Not the master line.
you managed to climb in without any complications, no cutting yourself on glass or anything like that. You can help everyone else in, and you all find yourselves inside this vacant, well, not vacant, but not in use office block.
Actually, how big is Fred?
Let's see. Probably, let's see, strength 10. Let me look at his disadvantages real quick.
So this is just storage?
It was once an office block full of cubicles. Now there's empty tables and boxes on tables, which is just storing random stuff.
Okay,
that just
so
moved
I'm
out.
gonna grab the. I'm presuming that when Ditch cut the window, he did so with like something in the center, so you can just sort of shove it in, and you got a grip.
I assume he just used his knife.
No,
don't
no,
think he
I
has
mean,
window cutting gear.
yeah, but he had to control it at some point. It's gonna be dumb. Just thinking, like wait, we've got climbing gear. Yeah, fine. So I'll grab one of the doohickeys that you can use, the suction thing. So I want to put the window back up and then like secure it.
Okay. Just trying to figure out where you were going with it.
I'm not trying to make it. It's obviously, if you actually look at it, but a quick sweep. I don't want them to see a big gaping hole into the window, and when they go, hey, they're in room, whatever we are.
Gotcha.
Right.
Answering the question about how big Fred is, average, maybe a little bit on the scrawny side.
Yeah, so Ditch'll as Fred is trying to squeeze through the window, Ditch is going to grab him by the scruff and just haul him in.
Hey, I'm not a cat.
What are you, like 13 or 14 strength, Ditch?
13 technically.
Well, apparently he's acts like a cat.
All right, so what do you guys do for light? This room is completely dark. The only light you have
I will
is
step
ambient
in
from the city.
I will step in through the window and cast light.
All right, make your spell.
And warn Ditch first because he works with Ditch a lot.
Yeah, I'll say
that-
light before I do it.
Now that I remember, when you astrally perceived, you could also see that the building itself is protected by a ward.
Oh, that would have been good to know. Does it try to cancel my flight as I step through the window?
That would have been awkward. Ah!
No.
Once I'm standing firmly on the floor, I will drop flight and then cast light after warning
Tell
Ditch.
what the ward did.
Wards prevent magic from crossing them.
So you can't magically scry or things like that.
Or cast a spell from one side to the other to a target on the other.
Right, okay.
Useful.
It's not necessarily an alarm.
No. And in Shadowrun, spirits cannot cross wards
Without defeating them first.
Defeating them, yeah.
Okay,
Right,
so
we
got
need
shots fired.
some sort of port.
Yep, I'm going to start looking for an Ethernet port.
Okay, I'm thinking at this point what we probably need to do is Fred stays here looking for a port. I think Ditch and probably Frey will scout ahead because we've got to move. And
Sounds
we're
good.
on
I'm
comms. We're on comms, so Fred, once he gets the information, he can start filling us in with whatever we get.
And I'll try to
And
keep an eye out on whatever's out there. Although I can't see in the building, I can keep an eye out around what's going around the building. So
and the balcony you can see.
Given that you can't see anything and they're probably not coming out, you might as well cross.
yeah, that's a
Well,
good point.
They
But
might send additional stuff outside. We don't want to necessarily
It's
deal
possible,
with
but
like drones or something.
So your call if you want to continue to watch
Yeah.
or join.
well, let's see here. They could send
no
more
matter
drones,
whether
but
you
they
want to mix it up or not.
well, actually, I think I will, just so we can, because you never know when you might need somebody to be up close and personal with a machine pistol or a knife or a garrote to go and take them down
Yeah.
quickly. So yeah, she's going to go ahead on and get herself down into there with them. So yeah.
Not a problem. You will appear moments later, crawling through the window, just as Fred. You find several data ports, whether they're live or not. You can't be certain because this building this section of the building is not in use. But you plug in. Let's have the universe decide whether they're active or not. I'll get you to roll.
That's
Do
gonna
I
be
get
Fred.
do I get any bonuses to reaction from it?
No, it's pure random for universe.
Unless you have something like luck, you can use luck to re-roll.
Yeah, the only thing I have that would be appropriate here would be the born to be wired talent.
Not going to help you in this point.
Darn,
So-
I gotta remember I have luck. I gotta remember that.
Yeah, that's
Oh yeah, it's important.
early on. It's hard to remember, but after a while, it gets hard to forget.
I think all the action templates have luck.
I don't think hackers do.
Yeah,
actually.
it does. All of them do.
Yeah, it's standard
Huh.
for action.
I wonder why I don't see it on my character sheet.
It might have been in one of your grouped things. Yeah, fire up GCA and have a look. But remember, you put stuff into like subgroups in GCA, if I recall. Anyway, make the reaction roll. We'll see if you have a live port.
Give me a sec. Bummer.
You may want to use luck. So have a quick look at your character sheet in GCA and see if you have
Hang
luck.
on a second. Yeah, I'm looking in GCA. I've got extra dex, extra IQ, extra HT, reduced perception, extra basic speed, born to be wired, gadgeteer, quick, hacksaw, contact group zeroed and artificer, and then disadvantages, charisma 2, and wealth.
Well, I'm
I
looking
don't
in the book right now. In the book Actions 1 Heroes, you do, in your hacker, you do have luck. It's there.
Huh. Wonder
And
why
you can always
GCA didn't
replace it
transfer
with
it over.
extraordinary luck.
Well, he
Yeah,
could have
yeah.
removed it.
Well, I haven't used my charisma yet, so I guess I can go ahead and nick that off. That I got to find 5 points elsewhere to get rid of.
Did you do your quirks already?
And I figured that he was quirky enough with all of his disadvantages.
There you go. You can pick up 5 quirks then.
Right, so drop
I
your
have to figure
charisma
out.
Okay. And add 5 quirks. I'm happy with you to make them up as you go along, because I tend to find as you sort of play into your character, then you get a better feel of their quirks. All right, very good. I take that one. Just note, type in chat the time that you used your luck, because you can't use it now for another hour.
2012.
best if you do it in whatever time zone you're in.
I guess they're central anyway.
Yeah, same time zone.
Yeah, we're mid. Actually, we're mountain.
Oh,
Are you?
You're at yeah, so that'd be 1912 for you.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Righto.
Yep. We're in the Mile High City.
Seems that this abandoned office block still has all its routers and data ports and all that stuff still connected. You find yourself plugging in to the network backbone of this building, obviously bypassing any of the building security.
Oh, except for intrusion detection systems and endpoint firewalls.
That will be on separate systems that you try and attack.
Yep.
When I see that he is plugged in and tappity-tappying away and doesn't need the light anymore, I will follow the direction that Ditch and Brave and motion Ava to come to.
Yep. In which case she does go ahead and follow the rest of the group, giving a sideways glance over to the hacker, like.
Unless you want to stay and guard him, that's up to you.
No, I don't think.
He'll
I
be
think he can
fine.
take care of himself. He'll be
Nothing
fine.
will happen.
Exactly. He's not going. Nope. They're not going. If he does it well, they're not going to know. So let's leave him to do his stuff. Well, it's only split the party by 1.
He could scream on comms. We might know.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah.
Yeah,
And
I would like
one is
somebody to
acceptable
stay
collateral
behind.
damage.
I would like somebody to stay behind just to keep watch over me, because it's kind of hard to both deploy all these attack packages and watch my back at the same time.
If you're doing 2 things at once, you'll be at -2 on everything you do.
I can stay behind and keep an eye.
All right. Well, Ava and I will rock paper scissors to see who has to stay behind. High
right.
roll.
I can stay behind.
1d6. No, you already went ahead. You two already went ahead. Just Ava and I are here. Aha! You have to stay.
Yep.
Should
I
have been
gotta
the
stay.
fake. Should have been the fake dice.
Yeah. Oh well. It's all right. I got it. Besides, I'm probably do a better job with trying to keep him from going whatever.
Nothing beats rock.
Plus is scissors. Blank is rock. Minus is paper.
I just do a d6 and call it rock paper scissors.
Okay. See, the result is still the same. So the universe is spoken. I'm staying right there with the hacker. You guys just make sure you can get in there, because we don't have much time left. So we're going to try to get that target and get out of Dodge quick. All right.
All right.
Okay,
So you have a standard building. You can exit this office block to the main sort of hall, which has elevators, and there is also a flight of stairs, including a fire escape set of stairs at the end of the hall. Sorry, at both ends of the hall.
All right, we want to take. I'm thinking the regular stairs probably. We're only how many floors at? 1.
1.
So we only need to go down 1 level and just start heading straight for the banquet.
I will get perception rolls from those that are moving on. These are hearing-based perception, please. No need to do it in the box. You will all clearly hear once you get to the stairs that there is... I'll get IQ rolls from those that succeed.
Crapware everywhere. I like that.
Yeah, we're talking ransomware. We're talking back doors. Worms everywhere I can possibly get them. if I do this right, by the time that I leave, they're going to need to purge their systems to get rid of all the crap I've left behind.
Every time
Fucking
somebody starts a hand dryer in the bathroom, the lights go out.
Yes.
All right, so Bookworm and Frey, you hear a noise coming from the stairwell. You can clearly identify this as a mass of people being ushered off somewhere. Whether they're being ushered down the stairs further down or ushered into elevators or whatever, you can't tell, but you can hear the sort of muffled voices of the crowd, and every now and then you'll hear, hurry up, move, we've got to evacuate everyone. Ditch, there's just too much noise for you to identify exactly what's going on. But you do hear the noise.
Yeah.
Fred, can you shut down the elevators?
Let me give it a try. All right, so computer operations to look for vulnerability.
Yep. Nice.
I think I found several.
Yeah, they need to update their OS.
Yeah,
They
they
didn't
need to
plan
stop
for
running
anybody to
Windows
get this far.
All right,
All right, so
you will get a +2 on your roll there, and you can do a hacking at -2 bad to take control of the elevators.
Sounds like they're evacuating the party. Book will say out loud.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, you got your bonus. You got a bonus.
And the
of
other
+2.
way.
Doesn't matter, it's always a failure. 17, 18 are always a failure.
Yeah.
That is.
It's just not
Well,
a critical
but
failure.
his skill is 18, so doesn't he do the confirm thing?
No,
No,
it's
that's
still a
not
failure.
standard rule.
Hey, I have one
But
question.
not a critical
Can
failure.
another person?
Ah.
I have a question. Can another person's luck transfer to another person? They can use their luck
without a modifier, you can't do that.
Yeah,
The way
technically
we've been playing it that if it directly affects you, you can, but this would
that is
qualify.
in the rule.
Okay, I was just wondering. Just good to know.
It's a good thought. Rhea has that particular trick.
All right, so despite you finding this vulnerability, there is something you didn't account for, and as you thought you entered the system, you are immediately booted out of the building controls, and an intrusion alarm is sounded. For everyone else, there is no obvious alarm. This is all just an internal network alarm.
The revelation about the crowd being moved out, did that happen before we went downstairs or after?
As you got to the stairs.
It was when I heard the people being moved and saying, move, we have to evacuate. That's when I said, Fred, shut down the elevators, and then my next words.
Okay.
Over the TACCOM. IDPS got me. Sorry, guys.
Cool.
All right.
Your experience is that you have, moments before corp hackers or corp deckers, as they're called in Shadowrun, will be looking to intercept you, find your location, and then they will send physical response units.
Physical response unit.
Yeah, I'm going to be trying to knock those things down before they can even find Fred or whatever.
All right, I'm going to unplug. I'm unplugging from the network, putting my laptop back in my backpack, and drawing my pistol and say, we need to get away from here.
So you join the rest of the group?
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and join the rest of the group. Yeah.
The rest of the group, what are you doing?
Were they was the impression left that they were being herded toward the elevator?
We couldn't tell if they were being herded up, down, elevator, stairwell. We just heard these shuffling and voices. Which now that we've been standing here for a few seconds, you'd probably hear it too, even though you didn't hear it.
Well, yeah. I get the you pointed it out to me bonus. Standard evacuation procedures? Who would know about? Because it could be standard procedure not to use the elevator.
Nope, not here. I don't have that.
If it's a fire drill, they definitely would not use the elevator.
Wasn't Frey Corp security at some point? Or a company man?
I think he was a cop.
Are you there, Phil?
Not hearing?
Apparently we were not.
Do you read me, Phil?
Yes. Hello.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I hear you.
I was hitting. Oh, that was weird. It wasn't. I guess I was hitting the button, but it wasn't transmitting.
Oh, that's weird.
No,
So
Frey was not corporate. He was government.
Ah.
Well, that's just another corporation, really.
Do you have like a professional skill like tradecraft, soldier, professional skill, security, something like that?
I probably don't because I didn't have the points for it. I'm looking now. No, it doesn't look like I had the points.
All right, so none of you are up to date with any sort of standard procedures.
No, not really. No.
Clearly, I should have that.
Could also be moving them to a panic room, which would be bad.
Yeah, because they do move Mom into one big room. That just means, well, we might have to definitely time to get dirty as she's busy cocking the pistol that she just now took out after putting her rifle on her back. Yeah.
Well, it's gonna be ugly regardless, so we might as well just bludgeon forward.
Exactly.
Fred's got his pistol ready.
Okay, we need to kill the lights at least.
Unfortunately,
maybe a shot to the lights.
Your decker or your hacker has triggered an alarm, so that's not an option. Using the building, you'll have to shoot them out or something.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, we're gonna have to probably literally shoot the lights.
Pull the fire alarm.
Well, that too, but we still.
If we pull the fire alarm, they're going to shut down the elevators.
Good point. I forgot about that. Darn it! I should have pulled more fire alarms when I was in high school.
It will also.
Well, there's nothing stopping you now.
Yeah, that's true. So
don't encourage her. She's a cat girl.
Hey, if there is a fire alarm available, wait, can I roll perception to see if there is a fire alarm right in our vicinity that we can pull?
This is a corporate building. There are going to be fire alarms all over the damn place. And extinguishers if you need to beat somebody over the head.
Well, she might pick up one of those.
Fire department.
So.
But the consequence of that is the fire department will be alerted, and you're not sure what their response.
They're already investigating the building 2 doors over.
True.
That's not necessarily the fire. Oh, actually, no, because the building would have called in. The building would have called in something's going haywire with our systems.
Well, we have 7 minutes left, and
we need to locate this guy.
Their fire department's response time is probably not 7.
That's also possible because they got to probably get through a whole lot of crowd of people who are probably watching that building and watching the fire people there too. So that might be a little bit more time. So maybe we should just go ahead, take the chance, pull that fire alarm, and then just, well, just cut through the ones that matter.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. So just bludgeon forward. There's stairs. We go
Yes.
down the stairs. Be prepared
Exactly.
to shoot people.
Bingo.
So, to establish for the record, fire alarm, yes or no?
I don't care.
I
Yes.
say yes.
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 Do the fire alarm. Yes.
In agreement. All right.
All right. You break glass for fire. And the moment you do, the fire alarm will go off.
Could have just had Boot throw a fireball. That would have probably caused it too.
Well,
Well, yeah, but
But are you gonna
speaking
deny
of-
the cat girl the pleasure of pulling the fire alarm?
well, I didn't
No.
pull the fire alarm that time. Somebody else pulled it.
That reminds me of something. Speaking of, we need to find the target. That reminds me of something I can do that is kind of my signature move. It may not work. I'm going to have a -5 on it because it's like a 50-50 because I've never seen the guy in person.
yeah, you got.
But I
his
do have his name and his picture.
Bingo.
So I'm going to cast Seeker on our target.
Time to cast.
Yeah, this
One
is
second.
I
perfect.
thought. Is it one?
It's
I
one.
thought that was a long one.
Nope. It's 1 second duration instant.
Well, you're definitely going to get the within 1 mile.
If they're within 1 mile, it leads you to them. It doesn't just show you their current circumstance.
All right. Make your roll.
Well, then, yeah, roll that sucker. Yeah.
I do have a -5, but here it comes.
Nice.
I don't even have
Okay.
mana for
Awesome.
free
It's
spell.
going to be like that today.
It's that away.
You know exactly where he is. He's on the floor below. He is still in the banquet hall.
He's still in the
Okay.
banquet hall.
Direction, let's go there.
Let's go
Yeah,
out.
let's
Let's go down this flight of stairs and out that door.
Yes, exactly. And then,
Sounds good.
yes.
I wasn't looking forward to wantonly killing people.
Hold on, I gotta start the John Wick soundtrack on my computer.
Night ain't over.
well, sometimes you're gonna have to go and cut the wheat from the chaff. I mean, just be prepared. And if you hesitate, just let me know and I'll do it for you.
I'll get perception rolls from everyone, please. These are vision based. You are welcome to use observation as well if you have that skill. So perception or observation. You're a perceptive bunch.
We're having a good day.
I should have used perception instead. Darn it.
We're professionals.
Actually, yeah, you should use your highest skill there, huh?
Well, then, yeah, okay, so, yeah, there you go. Wait, yeah, I failed by 2, so, yeah.
All right. So
Well, we got you covered.
From memory, I don't think the sprinklers actually activate unless there is like flame and heat detected.
Correct.
Yeah.
That would
there's-
seem to be the case, yeah.
Yeah, sprinklers will generally pressurize, but the little metal piece that melts in the presence of fire for the mechanical ones will keep the water from coming out.
Yep. Heat. They have a very low melting point, and the heat mechanically sets.
Yep, I'm staring at one right now. That we've got one in our living room.
Right, so the fire alarm is sounding. There is the audible ringing of a bell, which is interrupted every now and then by a Siri-like sounding voice that says, "Fire, fire, evacuate, evacuate." Fire.
You
fire.
have
Evacuate.
15 minutes to reach minimum safe distance.
And then the alarm ringing sounds again, and then it's interrupted again by Siri.
But speaking in Japanese this time.
Yeah,
sure,
the
it would
lights are also
it'd probably
across
actually
with flash.
speak in English and Japanese. So it
Makes
repeats
sense.
in Japanese.
You know, I think that would actually be more annoying than the klaxon by.
When this happens, you hear some screams coming from below, from the crowd of people, and you'll head down the stairs, and you'll see a mass of people being ushered down the stairs, going to the floor below. At this point, you haven't been noticed by anyone, or no one's taken any sort of paid any attention to you. Those of you that succeeded your observational perception skills can clearly identify security guys in plain clothes, so they're dressed in suits. It's a formal occasion, so they're dressed nice, and you can see them basically, managing the crowd, getting everyone evacuated as quickly as possible, and they stand out from your average Joe civilian or corp. Here you have people dressed in expensive $1,000 dresses and jewelry, and looking very, very formal. And you've got men and women of all sorts of walks of life, but this is a formal occasion. Of the mass of people that you are looking at, you can't see your target amongst the people that are immediately in your periphery.
Yeah, but I already know that he's not among them because he's on the floor that we're headed down one flight. So I just break line of sight, make sure those guys don't look up and see, and continue down the one flight of stairs to the next door.
It occurs to me that since Frey actually has enhanced time sense, I can probably do that the Corbin Dallas thing where it's like poke my head around, look, do the quick sweep, and go, yeah, he's not among.
Yes.
Cool.
At this point, the security or the building staff or whoever they are, their attention is focused on the people and not you guys. So at your position at the stairs, you haven't been noticed.
Cool.
Right. In
I
that
think
case,
it's
like,
time to
call it
sneak
book.
out.
Yeah, time for stealthiness.
Book, you succeeded by Acson, and so did Ditch. Both of you succeeded by lots. You can see that at least one of the guys, as he lifts his arm up and his coat jacket opens to sort of wave people through, you can see he is armed with a pistol in a holdout holster.
Okay, no surprise there. We're going to continue after our guy and ignore them. Or actually, I assume we are. Ditch and Frey are in front.
Okay, let's clarify that first. Are we currently on the floor with the balcony?
You are approaching the floor, so your stairs go down.
So we're
stop
above these guys.
Yeah, they stop halfway and then they turn the other way to go down.
Okay, they are in. So the crowd is currently in the stairwell going down.
So the crowd is
below
in the
our target floor,
going down. They're still on the target floor, and they're just being, ushered, because there's a lot of, guests and stuff like that at this do.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood. I thought they were below 28 by now.
No, some obviously they've cleared out some people, but there's
Still in the process.
Some people going.
Okay, so
the majority of people have cleared out. Put it that way.
So we can't go through them at this point. We can either get a different stairwell or wait for
We'll
them
just have
to
to-
finish.
Yeah, we'll have to observe and make sure that our guy doesn't come through as part of the crowd.
You could push your way through. It's like a crowded nightclub. That's the sort of density of people. So you could push your way through.
Yeah.
But you're going against the flow.
I see.
Yeah, but aren't we like, I would presume we're wearing like balaclavas and stuff to conceal our identities.
Right, but as soon as people
And
notice that,
Obvious weapon.
there will be reactions.
Yeah,
Yeah, so we
don't
need to
wanna
hang
push
back and
through
make sure
that.
our guy doesn't come out the door.
I'm agreed with that.
I agree
wait.
with that too.
We'll wait for him to clear.
All right, so you're waiting. If you're going to watch, you're going to be within the line of sight of the security.
That depends entirely on how sneaky we are.
Yeah, I'm not that sneaky.
How well I'm sneaky, but
At the- At the present, they're distracted with the crowd.
We
I
can
think we
watch
should all hang-
with we can watch with the gun cam or something. We don't have to stick our entire bodies out there.
that's
Yeah, and
true.
we
I
should
got to
hang back and
watch
let
that.
Ditch watch.
Yeah,
Oh,
You
or
do.
Ava, yeah.
yeah.
Who has?
Well, you
the-
hit- You hit me with darkness.
Oh, yeah, well.
Do you have
We could kill the
darkness,
lights.
book?
Yeah, I'm going to give Ditch a 1 meter wide darkness so that he can just stand there on the stairwell in the shadows.
Your darkness is going to be noticeable, though.
That
At the top of the
depends.
stairwell, I'm
If-
taking that
if-
chance. I don't think that makes sense.
It will be. There's the potential to see this like black spot in the ordinarily lit stairwell, but again, they are distracted.
But
Aren't
remember
they flashing
remember what Fred did to the
fire
lights.
alarms? That's
Fred-
not in here.
No, he did that to the other building.
Yeah,
Oh, I thought that was
I
this
didn't
building.
I didn't get a chance to do my 3 points because as soon as I tried to lock down the elevators, the intrusion detection and prevention system caught me.
But isn't
Okay.
the fire alarms going off? So isn't this
So-
like causing
Emergency
that
lighting.
like flashing, emergency lighting and stuff?
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cast a 1 yard darkness centered on the corner that is barely within line of sight of the door below. And Ditch can stand there and look from it if he wants, or he can ignore it.
All right, so give me a camouflage, and we'll give you a +2.
Who?
Whoever's going to be peering out of this darkness.
Oh wow, Ditch, you've actually got dark vision, don't you?
Yeah, but I don't have
So
camouflage.
no, so it's he can actually see through darkness.
No, people who are inside the darkness can see out just fine. They just can't
Yes,
see each
yeah,
other,
I know.
and no one outside
I
can.
know, but he will ignore it. The dark vision advantage lets you see through a darkness.
Right, but it doesn't
Well, yeah, but
matter in
if
this
you're
case.
standing inside the radius, you can see out anyway. It doesn't matter.
All right,
Right.
so you do this. Your darkness spell is situated just enough so that it's peering out from the corner of the stairwell. Ditch, you can look. I assume you're the one that's doing the looking. And
Well, it doesn't have to be, but yeah.
you
Probably
will-
got the highest. You or Ava have the highest stealth.
All right, so
Yeah.
you will notice that the crowd eventually begins to thin. By this time, you have another minute has passed.
Incidentally, I did let the light spell expire. I didn't maintain.
Sure. You will see moments later the guy that you saw on the balcony. He's having an argument with a young man which you identify as your mark. He's arguing, it's not safe. We've got to stay here until backup arrive. And the security says, we need to get you to the lobby and away from here safely. We don't have the situation under control.
No, he doesn't. As soon as Stitch says, there he is, Frey's going in.
Whoop, it's kicking off.
And if Fred's going in, I'm
what's
following.
what's the range to security guy?
Yep.
It will be short range.
So -3.
Yep. I'll just put them on the tracker for you.
Oh boy. Yeah, I'm coming out there and I am engaging dude in the skull. Security guy.
Wow.
Oh.
It is going to be that kind of night.
Ow.
That's dang good. Dang, ow. Dang.
Meanwhile,
man.
when my turn comes up, I'm going to be taking... Ow!
Ow!
Put some stank on it.
No, kidding. Good Lord.
And here's me taking an aim maneuver for vitals. I don't think I'm going to get that shot off.
Well, hey, you're there for security.
Yeah, exactly.
Elfwick.
All right, so you will have a surprise round as you appear, guns blazing. The guy that's labelled security blue, his suit is a blue coloured suit, and he's the one that is arguing with Parker
And
Acton.
he's the guy that I'm shooting in the head.
All right, so critical hit, do damage.
Yep.
Yep, so done his damage. He just goes down. Drops, and he was next to Parker. Splatters of blood sort of cover Parker, and he looks like freaked out as this blood hits him, and he's like startled, and he's effectively stunned, mentally stunned. Ava.
Well, as soon as I can figure out why my thing didn't... Well, I have my medium pistol, so I think I'm going to go ahead and take a turn to aim for his vitals with my medium pistol. Unconscious. Okay.
Probably security 1 or 3.
Okay, let's see. How many of them was there? 1, 2, 3.
It just looks like
Sorry,
2 of them are still
there's
there.
one more.
Okay, well, I'm going to be aiming to that one and going for vitals. So I'm taking my turn to aim with my pistol. Oh, yeah, that's what I needed to do. I forgot about that. Damn it.
Oh, we still forget. Okay, Ditch is going to lazy vault over the rail and drop down to the landing below.
And tackle target.
Landing below the target so he can intercept.
Gotcha.
All right, so you want to stop him from going down the stairwell?
Yeah, I just want to prevent him from leaving.
Okay.
What would you like for that?
Acrobatics.
Then you will have it.
You look good doing it. You even do 3-point superhero landing.
Bad for the
Absolutely.
knees.
I've got armor.
Fred.
All right. Aiming at security guard number 1, vitals.
All right, end your turn. Book.
All right, I'm going to drop darkness and take a full move down the stairs to try to reach as close to the target as possible.
Okay. So you go down to the level below.
To the landing, I guess. Yeah.
And there are people surrounding you, except these people are now, dropping to their knees, crouching, holding their heads. Those that are already in the stairwell, panicking and running down the stairs, causing, people to fall over, and it's chaos in the stairwell going down to the floor below.
Well, I'm not going to press among people so that I get like trampled or something. I'm just heading down.
The people that are remaining are, only a handful. Most of the people cleared out, so it's not it's not nightclub packed anymore. But as soon as the shooting started, people panicked.
All right, I'm heading down.
You can easily walk amongst those that are crouching, cowering, and you don't need to worry about those that are, rushing for stairs going down.
Perfect.
You could.
Security will notice you, however.
Cat in my lap.
All right.
Lap cat.
The security will see that something's afoot, and they will start drawing their weapons. Except, of course, the guy that has a hole in his head. He's occupied with other things. Parker remains stunned, mentally stunned.
Okay, so who's the closest of the security guys still upright?
Short range. They're all at short range.
Okay,
you could take a move and attack and get into close with one.
Right. No sense in doing that.
Unless you want to elf wick and some jujitsu and then shoot him in the head.
My judo isn't super great. Again, points. No, I am looking at probably. I guess I'll engage security number 2.
Righto. Alright, so he will get a dodge. And fail. 2 damage.
Oh!
Wow.
Ow.
There is a splattering of blood on the wall behind him. The impact throws his head back. He hits the wall and slides down.
Leaving a right mess on that wall.
Yes. There is sufficient Hollywood blood running down the wall.
Yeah, there was only 2 of those security guards, just those 2?
Yeah, security 2 just took another round took a round to the head. So I think you were aiming at 1. Actually, I think both of you guys were maybe aiming at 1.
Yeah, I was aiming at the one that was still alive, the one that you just.
Yeah, there were 3. Well, no, there were 3 that were still upright.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I see it right there. So there was a 3. So which one did I say?
I don't know. Pick one. You'll have your aim on
Then
it.
it's going. Then my target was onto security number 3.
Okay.
So any range penalties first off.
-3.
Wait, did I do that right? There we go. That's better. And I do have a scope also on my medium pistol.
Okay, you can add the scope. Make your roll.
Yeah, and I did all 3 hits too, by the way.
All right, and these are center mass, so torso. The guy will get the opportunity to dodge. And will remarkably dodge all 3.
Boo.
Okay, Fred, you're up. Well,
how about
eventually.
how about the civvies behind him?
He sure, roll universe. Let's see if there's an unlucky civilian.
Yeah. What side am I on?
Well, you'll notice I'm doing single shots.
There is a civilian is nearly hit. However, your shots, the guy dodges out of the way, noticing that you're just about to shoot. He moves, and your shots, 3 shots, go through the glass panel behind him that opens up into the banquet hall. That glass shatters, and there is, this shattering of glass just sort of crumbles onto a cowering guest in the banquet area.
Yeah. See, that's where I was telling you about dice rolls. We're going to start getting not too good now.
All right, if that's all you're doing, end your turn.
Yeah,
What are you kidding?
Well,
We've had a good night.
You've been doing great.
Well, Gary hasn't really done a whole lot of rolling, so
Critical Seeker.
yeah, that's
Yep.
like 1 roll. I'm just saying.
The crit successes have way outnumbered the crit fails tonight, and that's unusual.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess that is a good thing. Yeah. Okay.
All right,
But now it's been said out loud.
That's true.
We're screwed.
All right. Ditch landed below, so he is going. His intention is to go straight for the target and get hold of him.
All right. So
However,
Ditch,
there could be a security guy between him and him, in which case he will go through the security guy.
You will be at close with the security guy, with the remaining security.
Indeed. So, for starters...
But there is no security right next to your target. That was the blue guy who's now kind of on your target, or bits of him anyway.
But there is between myself and him.
Sure.
Very well.
You can get to your target though without encountering those. You can avoid them. Whether you want to.
Well, I'll just clean up then.
Why would he do that? It's Ditch.
Let's see. I am going to... let's go with the DWA. 2 swings.
Okay.
And I didn't actually put that in my modifiers. Hold on.
Which one do you wish to attack?
Well, I was presuming it was 3 in between.
Sure. Okay.
You do roll both on the DWA, don't you? It's been
Yes.
a while since I've actually.
Alright, no deceptives, just the -1.
Yeah.
And it's torso.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's going to basically ignore his armor.
Alright, so as you come flying at security guard number 3 with your knives, he's going to retreat, trying to avoid your blades. He will manage to step out of the way of one, but steps into the second.
That's how it works.
It's because he's in a stairwell. That step was, oh, whoops.
Oops.
Oops, oops.
Hold on.
Nope. Oh!
Oh, but that's cutting, though.
Ow.
That's cutting.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Too bad, so sad.
Oh, well.
How come you didn't just stab him, dude?
Well,
Yeah, don't you know you should stabby.
that was lame.
You want to luck it? Do you have luck?
I don't have
Armor
luck.
divisor 10 though, still gonna hurt.
Oh, he'll feel it.
Yeah, plus it's cutting. What's that, times 2?
1.5 after DR. So it's going to do 6 unless he's got just a ton of armor.
Alright, so you have cut deep. His nice formal suit begins to flow crimson, but he manages to shake off the major wound.
All right. Double tap vitals.
Who were you shooting at? Was it 1?
3. Or no,
No.
1.
Boo.
Doesn't matter, that's a hit because it was to the vitals.
You're right. Torso.
Yep. So I still got the torso. Assuming
Nice.
he doesn't dodge it.
Sorry, which one were you going for?
1.
Alright, so he has failed to dodge. Do your damage.
Nice.
Alright, not armor piercing. You will see that your bullet is caught by his ballistic clothing. But that will not be blunt trauma either. So you can see he reels from the impact, but your bullet has caught on his jacket, ballistic clothing, and has squished up in that.
Gotcha. So we're both armored.
So does it have to do 10 before it does the 1 point of
Yep.
concussion? Gotcha.
Or go for an unarmored location. Alright, if that's all you're doing, then advance your turn. Book.
Alright, what is
You
my
are in-
range to the target now?
You are in close to the security, and you are effectively at short to the target.
Alright, I will continue towards him, and I will kind of keep sideways on so that my eyes are on the security people in case they shoot in his direction. Or, well, my direction.
More importantly, your direction, right?
Well, actually, I'm worried about them shooting him to keep him from losing him as an.
He's their star asset. They'll be wanting to protect him. Someone will lose their job if they shoot him.
Well, good.
All right, so security guard 1, he is going to choose a target. You have Ditch, Frey. You're all opportunities.
Ditch is fighting with number 3, though, right?
That's correct. So
Yeah.
I'll get
I
Frey.
suspect he's
You're
probably
up the elevator, so the only one that's really there is Book. So you're the most likely target.
Okay.
He's going to.
Here comes reverse missile, buddy.
Security 1. He will fire 3 shots without taking aim at you.
See, it's like I know Book.
Does return missile return all of them, or do you have to succeed by a margin?
No, it's only one. It's only one missile, period. It doesn't do multiple at all. I also have to take a.
Alright, so he's not expecting the return missile, and he's going to get hit by his own bullet.
Hate it when that happens.
You shot yourself.
He may yet shoot me, too.
Give me... Oh, actually, I've got to roll to hit you first. He has managed 2 successful hits.
All right.
So, give me a random hit location for the returned missile.
Okay.
I would laugh if you rolled skull. That would just be epic.
Hand.
Shot his
Right.
hand off.
Yeah. Which
It
hand?
could be his gun hand, though.
Roll a d6 odd or even and choose which one.
I'll choose even is his gun hand. Boo.
Ah.
Alright, but he was holding his pistol two-handed. You catch him in his offhand, and that's going to cause him to lose any sort of accuracy or whatever he had on you.
Okay.
And if he fails his health roll, he will drop his weapon as well.
And a diving dodge gives me what bonus to my dodge?
3.
Taking a bullet or 2.
Just one, because he had 2 hits. You bounced 1 back.
He fails his roll, his knockdown roll for getting hit or having his hand crippled. This will result in him logically losing his gun from his other hand.
Right.
Okay.
And
He
he's stunned.
yelps.
And so what's that going to be? Center of mass, please, hopefully.
Sorry, which one was it
right.
you attacked? Security
That's
1?
1.
Yeah, that's the one that attacked me.
Oh, that's right. You return missile. And you've dodged and failed.
Failed to dodge, yes. So I returned 1 round, and I'm eating the other one. And he didn't have time to aim on me, so I don't know if he was taking a penalty for a hit location.
Nah, standard training is you're gonna shoot center mass.
Alright, so
All right.
damage piercing minus. Whatever penetrates your DR is going to be halved.
It's going to be 0. I have tactical vest with trauma plates.
Right, that's no chance it's getting through. There is
I'm still not happy about it, though.
There's a metallic thud as the round impacts the plate in your vest.
Or is it ceramic?
Or ceramic plate. The security 3, he's going to take a step back from Ditch and squeeze off some shots.
Know what Ditch wants to do here.
Ditch can't do what Ditch wants to do because he stepped back. Now he's 2 yards.
With the shot penalty, that's still 2 hits.
Well, I'll do an acrobatic dodge.
One-armed handstand. +2.
Whoa!
Is it 2?
Yes.
Damn.
That's pretty good.
Parkour.
Dodge all 2. The bullets fly off. Someone roll. Ditch, you roll universe. See
Well,
if
it's
there's
not that big. There's a wall behind him, so.
Oops.
All right.
Ricochets
so
and hits a billionaire.
the bullets. One of the bullets impacts a fire extinguisher that is next to the stairwell, and it starts now spewing out white gas, which is rapidly filling this area.
Grins because dark vision.
Yes, dark vision would work in this case, I imagine. Well, actually, no, it may not. Either way, it doesn't matter.
Dark, it's obscured.
Yeah.
All right, security number 1 is going to take a round potentially. Because, he just got shot in the hand and figured he's stunned.
I think he has his back to you now because he turned and shot me after I went past him into the room.
He's not wearing any headgear or anything like that, so. And that's a failed dodge. 2 damage. Alright, you John Wick another. He goes down.
Life sucks, then you die.
That leaves me without having to do anything. And God, I hate when I hit the wrong darn button on my mouse to do the push to talk. Yeah. So,
Cat
well,
world.
I mean, security guard number 2 is in critical. Is he like really almost?
I've shot all 3 of them in the head.
They're all most likely dead. They
Oh,
have
One-
bullet wounds to the head.
Yeah,
Yeah,
3's still up though.
Yeah.
But he's sort of fighting, isn't he?
Yes.
Three's not currently engaged in melee combat with anyone. He is shooting at Ditch, who is below, and he is not looking at you.
Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and oh God, this is going to suck if I don't. Well, do I want to take the turn to aim, or do I just want to go with blind shot?
What's your
And
skill
you
level?
probably don't know Ditch well enough to know whether or not that's going to piss him off.
Exactly. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and aim. Take this turn to aim at the security guard as long as he can keep the security guard occupied. There's 3 guards.
All right, so you aim. Advance turn.
Well, if Ditch doesn't drop him, I have a pretty good idea what's going to happen to him when it's my turn again.
Okay, I believe what I'm going to go for here is a committed, determined with
Spartacus.
neck.
I demand you roll a 3,
let's go the
Daniel.
neck. So that's going to be. I can put. I'll go with 1 deceptive on that.
Not that it's going to make a difference, but someone, let's say Ava, What sort of dress sense does this guy have? Is he wearing a suit or jacket with a shirt and tie, or does he have a jacket with a turtleneck?
Tactical neck.
Oh.
Tactical neck.
It's tactile neck. Tactile neck.
Oh, it's Ava's choice.
What for? What to do? What for the technical shot or the technical net?
Well, these guys are wearing ballistic clothing. So, is this security guard? It's your choice. What sort of dress sense he has? Is he wearing a jacket with a shirt and tie, or is he wearing a jacket with a turtleneck?
I'm gonna say he's wearing a. He might be taken after a late great Steve Jobs and those other people. So a jacket and a turtleneck.
All right. So it's not going to make any difference to your minor wire knives, but
Probably not.
But he has a turtleneck.
All right, here we go. What? That's annoying. Well, it's torso. Anyway.
So failed neck goes to torso.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right,
Neck
so he
minus
will
5,
attempt-
but only go.
He will attempt to dodge from that, taking a step back for retreat.
He's going to run out of retreat space. -1.
Doesn't do him any good anyway.
So be it. I am rolling shit damage.
Alrighty.
It's going to be another 6.
The only guy currently up is number 3, and he's engaged in melee combat with
He's also
Ditch.
the blow has forced him back. He didn't have a weapon in hand, so and he's been dropped to his knees.
Did he get knocked down the stairs?
No, he was on the landing there. So,
I was fighting him upstairs.
but he is stunned.
Well, let's see if I can help him down.
Keeping in mind he has armor, so you'll have to go for an unarmored location or roll really good damage.
And don't do neck. He has a turtleneck.
Yeah.
Wish I didn't.
That would probably still be uncomfortable.
No, it's fine.
It's a tactical
suffered enough.
turtleneck, so it will catch the bullet and keep it from going all the way through.
It's hot and itchy.
Is there any chance that a miss shot from hitting on security guard number 3 is there any chance that I could accidentally hit one of my teammates?
No.
Negative.
All right, I don't have a good chance to take this shot. It's only like 30% hit rate, but I'm still going to take it.
You did aim last turn, though, didn't you?
At somebody else.
Oh, okay.
Right. Kill stealer.
Yeah, good one, Phil.
Aw.
All right, so you fire.
Damn it, I missed the target.
And
Wait a minute. Face is -5. You only missed by 1. I mean, you missed by 4, but face is -5. Does that
No.
go back to something?
No.
Nah.
Whizzes by his ear.
Yeah, it clips his ear, and you can see that part of his ear is shot off as the bullet whizzes past.
I got his ear! I got his ear! I got his ear!
All right, advance your turn. Book.
I hit something, yes?
I guess Book has to start standing up, doesn't he?
Yeah, I took a diving dodge last time, so I'm going to stand up.
All right, so security guard 3, he realizes that he's not going to survive this, especially considering all his buddies have one to the head. He stays down. Actually, I got to roll to come out of stun. He might not get the opportunity to surrender.
True.
He does indeed come out of stun. And you can see his hands are just thrown up in the air, and he's, the fight is gone from him. Whether you let him live or not is up to you. Frey.
Okay, so at a glance, since I have ETS, I can tell he doesn't have a weapon.
He does not have a weapon.
Right, okay, so I'm going to proceed down the stairs to and pass ditch, so not ditch, book, so I'm facing into the banquet hall.
He passed the Frey test. Now he has the Ava test.
Yeah, so, and I had took a turn to aim on my last turn, right?
Yeah, I don't have bloodlust,
has-
so I didn't see any reason for it.
If anyone has bloodlust,
So, yeah.
this is a time that you'd have to roll.
Let's see. I don't think I have bloodlust, which is good. I don't. I
don't think anybody has that.
Doesn't work. No.
Somebody does.
98% certain. Okay, now I'm 100% certain that ditch does.
Uh-oh. Oops.
Well,
Callus doesn't require you to,
Care.
kill him, but
Execute
you
him.
don't care if he lives or dies.
You're the
nothing
person
to you.
that'll shove the people out of the way, including the crippled orphan. Because screw them.
Yeah, So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just take a shot at at that number 3 person, and just pray that I don't hit ditch, or if I do, I'm sorry, ditch.
Nah, he's not in the way.
Oh,
All right,
good.
so-
Then
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
gonna
not-
shoot him. Yeah.
No
I'm
need
gonna go
to
ahead
to roll for this. You were aiming. The guy has surrendered. He's like arms in the air. You shoot him
I'm just gonna-
execution style.
Yeah, I
and
shoot him anyway.
He just
Yeah.
is, knocked back and slumps. Going, why?
And in his head, he's thinking, "Yeah, I knew that was going to happen."
I
I'm
should
like,
have
why?
stayed in the
Because I
counter.
wanted to. Yeah.
It was a
why?
long
Because-
shot.
Yeah.
That gypsy woman was right.
Should have been a dentist.
Yeah, or a foot surgeon.
What is it, like an archer? Just like the gypsy lady said.
Yep.
Just as you pull the trigger, you hear him say, "I have a son."
Doesn't matter. I pulled the trigger. It doesn't
It'd be
matter.
fine.
So cute.
All right, so that will end combat. You have people screaming and cowering. Your target, Parker, is freaked out and in mental sort of stun.
This is the perfect time to get his ass and get him out and get going.
Out through the
Those
balcony.
people that are on the stairs and see an escape, they'll quickly get up and run further down the stairs, and you'll hear screaming coming from the stairwell as people are running away.
Yeah, we're not going to interfere with them, but we're going to go to Parker and say, "You're coming with us," and we're going to
Oh,
take him back
exactly.
up the stairs to 29 and back to the hole in the window where we have already set up our escape rope.
Bingo.
Yep.
Exactly. hmm And since he's stunned, he's not gonna. There's not much you can really do. So let's just go ahead.
Well,
and
snap
get
out of
him-
that
get him-
eventually.
Yeah. Well, eventually, but then we just get somebody to kind of knock him out.
Aren't we just simply tell him, "Look what we did to your guard"?
Come
Yeah,
with us if you want to leave.
He
Yeah,
doesn't.
that
He didn't strike me as the kind of person to put up a huge fuss about being manhandled.
Yeah, and
Alright,
we're
I'll
more
get-
recruiters than kidnappers at this point. We're like, well, we're taking you to your new job. It's going to be better than your old job. Just
You're going to
Yeah, I
be
think I
forced
like
into
that
your
line
new
better.
job.
Yeah.
This was a hostile extraction, so
Kidnap job.
it is a kidnap
Yeah.
job. It's not a He's not a defector.
Nah, man. So yeah, we're doing a kidnap job, and we're getting them over there. So yeah.
I will
Former
get
government
anyone that
employee,
has
a whole lot worse.
anyone that has body language, please roll for me in the box. And I will also get a perception roll from people, not necessarily in the box.
I don't see shit.
Fred. Oh my
All
god.
right, Frey, you see something that strikes you as peculiar. For a moment, Parker, you catch a grin, like a grin. Make of it what you wish. It doesn't seem like the terrified shit I'm being kidnapped sort of thing. It's like a grin. And all of you will notice that the elevator, the indicator or the panel on the elevator indicates that it is on its way up. You have several floors. You have several floors before it gets to you, though.
Yeah, I think we better get out of here because whoever is in that elevator has the ability to override the fire alarms.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Let's go ahead. If we have to knock dude out, knock him out unconscious until, and let's just book now.
And defenestrate him.
He does not resist. He's not the type to put up a fight.
So there you go.
But
so
he will.
Let's go.
He will say, "What are you doing? What's happening? Why me?"
It's business, chummer.
All right. So you cart him off to the floor above, and you go to your exit window. Correct?
That's the plan.
I'll need climbing rolls from everyone unless there is one person that is going to oversee the climbing. Again, it's fairly routine, +4. If you're going to
I'll
rappel.
oversee the climbing.
And how much does this fellow weigh?
Oh, he's a featherweight, strength 10. He's an academic.
All right, I'm going to cast flight, and I'm going to carry him. And
that's less fun.
I'm going to look him in the eye and say, "Don't let go." Seriously.
When you step out with him, he holds on pretty tight. You don't get the feeling that he's going to let go.
Yeah, so earlier I said that the move was 20 or 30. It's actually 10. It is reduced by encumbrance, so that's going to be 7.
Less.
Right, so he will, when you step out and there's nothing below him except you, he grips on real tight, almost to the point of choking you.
Didn't you have feather fall?
Let go of my eyes. I have to see. Yeah, but I kind of want to. I didn't want to just go straight down in case we land in first responders.
Yeah. Nah, I just thought about that after the fact. That would have been handy. Just give everybody feather fall if you could, and actually just jump.
Well, I'm working on prereqs for being able to set stuff like that up on triggers.
Yep.
I don't have it all together yet, though.
Apart from being a distraction to what you're doing, this death grip that he has on you is involuntary. He's freaked out. He can't loosen that grip. He's 28 stories up, and there is cold, dark street below him. You hear, when you step out, again, you hear the wind brushing past the windows at this height, and in the distance you can make out this sound of sirens.
Woo!
Time to leave.
And can I get the climbing roll from Ava?
Just as a side note, I'm running out of energy. I'm probably going to have to quit sitting.
We'll
Yeah,
be wrapping it
do
up
I need to
after
do a
this anyway.
modifier on there?
No, that's fine. You succeeded by heaps. All right, so under the supervision of Ava, everyone can safely rappel to the street below, if that's where you're going.
Right, to the van.
Make your way to the van. You have successfully done it under the 15-minute window, so you will have no real issues making your escape. And that is where we'll leave it for this week.
Shiny.
Success.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ain't over yet.
Good
Well, I know,
teamwork.
but I liked it. Yep, definitely.
Yep.
You will you'll
If
need
I
to
hadn't
decide where you
blown-
take him as your safe house or whatever. But anyway, everyone will get 2 points.
Heard
Wait,
2.
and where do we add those points to? Like for note on the
On the
notes?
notes on the notes section of your character sheet, you can add unspent points too, and you will be able to spend them either now or before the next session, beginning of the next session.
Okay.
Hey, Brian, I'm going to retroactively pick up tradecraft skill in your profession, tradecraft, because I really should have.
Sure.
And I will very likely not be here next time because it's just a couple of days before an exam. So nice meeting you guys.
Guess who's
No
driving?
problem. Yeah, nice meeting you too. No problem about that. We got a paper that I'm going to try to write before next week.
All right. So those points can be spent now or before next week. I have a rule where new characters have 3 sessions to tweak themselves. So if you need to make changes to your character, you have 3 sessions to do it, this being your first. After the next 2 sessions, which we probably won't get to next 2 sessions, we'll probably finish this mission off in the next session. So up until then, you can tweak your character as you see fit, including spending those points.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and reduce his ST to 9 so he's more scrawny than the 10 implies.
And I think
Well,
I
you
might
can take the
just keep mine
disadvantage
for
skinny.
now.
So you're still average strength, but you're skinny.
Now lowered stats still do count against the disad limit.
Yeah,
This
I
is
should
correct.
have room for that. I just take strength 9 and then buy two extra hit points, so I'm back up to 1 extra hit point, so I'm back up to HP 10.
All right, so next week, same time, same bat channel, we'll continue this. Kerry, you're most likely going to be out. In that case,
Very likely, yes.
Book says, I got a split, an emergency at the university has come up, and you need to fill in
And
for
we see
a
a column
lecturer or
of
something.
green fire. No, we saw a column of green fire at the university. He's like, crap, that experiment. Guys,
I forgot about that.
Bail.
The giant snake in the basement got loose again.
But Ditch
Man, you got to watch
and,
those giant snakes.
Ditch and Frey, you will be here. Mark said he's not going to be here.
Yeah,
so...
Mark's definitely not going to be here because he's going to be leaving on Friday or Thursday. I can't remember which.
All right, so it'll be 4 for next week, provided Ava and Fred nothing.
Have no problems with that.
Cool beans.
I hope you
Yep, should be.
enjoyed the game.
Yep.
Yep,
Learned some
I
stuff
I
about
definitely
the rule
want to
set.
get my paws on the tables and modifiers to make it a little bit easier for setting my campaign.
I can send you those
Cool.
through. Keep an eye on the Discord. I'll drop the files in there, and you can grab them. Phil, you said yours weren't up to
Awesome.
date.
Yeah,
When broke it?
I need to finish it, but I just did. What is it? Another 8 hours today. I'm going back into work again tomorrow, so I don't know when that's going to happen.
I understand that.
All right. So unless there's anything else, we'll say goodbye to the stream. Thanks for tuning in. For those that
Stream
have.
out.
Yep. Thank
Awesome.
you.
Thanks for the game.
Thanks for the game.
All
See you
right.
next
Good night,
week.
stream.
All right.
See
Talk to you
y'all
later.
next